Set Piece Podcast.
Hi everyone, I'm Miles Weston
And I'm Kerry Phillips,
and this is the Set Piece Podcast.
where we talk about all things to do with football, mental health and well-being. We've got a real special guest for you today. A man that not necessarily just doing the football side of things. He's got a big organisation and I'm going to let him introduce it. Go on, introduce yourself, brother.
I'm Frank Vincent, footballer and owner of 3 Points.
Listen. When we talk about 3 points, we're not talking about what we get on our license when we're speeding. I got many of them. And as an Arsenal fan, I need a whole load of 3 points for this season. But can't introduce what 3 points is about, my bro.
Bro, that's actually jokes. Cause I got a ticket. I got 3 points. And I was like, it's good for the brand. It's good for the brand. 3 points, yeah, like you said, it's just organisation, really, company. It's my brand. Me and my best friend started it. Started off selling boots, but now we're sort of selling football shirts, doing tournaments, and it's kind of, it's a mentality now. Win or learn is our motto, and it's all about trying to make everyone winners. We believe everyone could be a winner, so
that's dope.
Yeah,
And
man.
he's my ex-teammate. Come on, man. Dagenham concierge.
Daggers.
You know what I'm saying? He's out here, centre midfield and left back. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
Can
say
do
you could play that
both.
inverted role for
Hey,
Arsenal then. I need that.
versus-
Yeah.
Listen.
I've been compared to Zinchenko.
Come on,
Zinzini.
bro.
Zinchenko.
Hey, listen,
Vinchenko.
Yeah, Vinchenko. Yeah, let's really go.
Yeah, man. My friend Frankie Vincent, thank you for coming, man. We appreciate you being here. And yeah, man, like...
Nah, thanks for inviting me.
No, man, it's a pleasure, bro. Like I said, obviously we was together for a year, so we built a good relationship, and I thought it's definitely important for you to come on and just tell everyone about your story and what you're doing and stuff. So yeah, I appreciate you being here, man.
And especially the fact that, like I said, we said earlier, it's not just about the footballing side of things, like the things that you're doing outside within the community as well. These are big things that the average person may just know you as a footballer. We want to just kind of showcase what else that you do. You get what I'm saying? Not just the inverted role, but the stuff you do outside.
You know what I
of
mean?
it. You get what I'm saying?
I love
Vinny Ziddy. Hey,
love it.
So
come on.
So first we got to start. So when did football start becoming serious for you then?
When did it start becoming serious?
What age?
Well, yeah, I signed at QPR Academy
Okay.
when I was about 12, and I guess I was still having fun at that point, but I feel like it got to 15, 16s, and I started thinking like, yeah, this is serious. This is what I want to do. Well, I always knew what I wanted to do was play for QPR.
Okay.
I support QPR. So when I got released by QPR when I was 16, it was a bit like, do I still support them? But the love is deeper.
I hear it.
But I guess, when I got released from QPR, that was probably a wake-up call to think like, nah, like, I'm not taking no for an answer here. Like, I really want to play football.
Okay.
Um,
So with QPR, so was you in a set up in like a normal Sunday League team or something like that before you got to QPR?
It's mad. So I actually went on trial at QPR when I was like 9 or 10 years old. And then they told me I needed experience. So I was a bit like, well, I think my dad was a bit like, he's only 10. Do you know what I mean? But then, so the guy that was on trial at the same time as me had just been playing for this Sunday League team called Actual Soccer, which is in Northwest London.
Yeah.
And they've created some ballers. And so his dad spoke to my dad and said, you should go and play for a few years just in the Sunday League team. And honestly, like, I loved it. I loved Sunday League. Like, it was the best thing. I love that team. That team, still got mates from that team now. Summer tournaments and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I'd got that experience and done really well and was just ripping it up. Me and this other guy, Reese, I don't think he don't kick ball anymore, but me and him on either flanks, we both went to QPR after that and got signed at QPR.
Oh, sick. How long ago was that then?
So that was when I was 12. So that is so long ago. That's about, my maths is off.
How old are you now?
25.
25. Yeah, my maths is terrible.
12 years ago.
Away the 2
12
times the
12
4. 13 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, 13 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago, man.
That's going to be a highlight of the podcast. How many people does it take to take away 25?
Yeah.
One question I wanted to ask as well. Obviously, you started Sunday League and then you went to QPR. What was the biggest difference in that? Because for me, I always say like Sunday League, that's where you're just free.
Yeah.
And you can just play. There's less pressure. Like you're just with your friends. You're just playing football. As soon as you go into that professional setup, I think it does change drastically.
No,
So
I think
for you,
you're
what
right.
was
I think
what was-
it was there was a few differences, but I feel like the pressure was, it felt like the pressure was on all the time, even when I was young. Just because I remember like my dad wouldn't say nothing on the side of the pitch. He wasn't that type of dad shouting or whatever. But like other people's parents would be like screaming at their kids, like "Come on!" and like screaming at the ref, and just like it was just mad. Like it just every game was just mad chaotic. But I loved it. But then when I signed for QPR, obviously for like the parents, it's more on the coaches then like to be given out the orders and stuff like that. So I guess that was a change. And just coaching was obviously training was maybe more intense and better quality. But I felt like I don't know. I always felt nervous. I always had pressure. I felt like I always had pressure. But I think my dad didn't want me to feel that pressure, if you know what I mean. But I just did anyway. I don't know why.
So it's interesting. So you're saying that, and then obviously you're at QPR for like your whole of secondary school term and stuff like that. So like, would you like probably main person in the secondary school team and stuff like that? And
yeah, like if anyone knows me from school, like I've changed so much since school. Like I was so insecure. Like if anyone got past me on the pitch, like I had to foul them. Like I couldn't take it if anyone looked like better than me, basically. And like when people would compare who's the best player in the school, like I had to like that needed to be me. So I feel like when I got released by QPR when I was 16, it was kind of like a whole like character like impact on me. It's like I was known as the QPR baller, and then now I'm not, and it's like, oh crap, like what am I gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And from QPR you went to, correct me if I'm wrong, was it Barnet?
Yeah, I went to Barnet. So I had a bit of a it was tough at that time. But I went to exit trials. I don't know if you've ever done that.
Yeah, I know that. That's where obviously where everyone, all the clubs. So basically, exit club trials is if you get released from a club, they play a game, and that all the scouts go to the game, and then they'll pick which ones they want to.
Oh wow! Do they still do that now?
Did they? They must do it now.
I'm not sure.
They must do it. But yeah, that's what
it was.
Anyway.
It was heavy. Like I could just imagine. It's like there was 2 games going on, so 4 teams of released players from academies, and just all of us. I just remember in the change room, just all. I know how everyone's feeling. Like everyone's just like stressed.
Yeah, of course.
But to be fair, like I just had a change of position at that time.
Yeah.
So I think it was Chris Ramsey. He said, I used to play left back in academy, and he said, no, I don't think you're a left. I think you've just been put left back because you're left footed. And so I put me into midfield. So when I went into midfield, it was like, oh, it's a whole new thing. It's more fun. And I feel like when I was playing left back in academy levels, it's like I hit puberty like super late. So I've always been smaller than everyone.
Right.
And so like I'll come up against wingers who are just like basically full grown men already. So that was already a confidence hit. But like in centre mid, it was more like I could use my skill set better.
Yeah.
So when I went into them extra trials, just ripped them up, and you get sent a letter in like 2 weeks later. You get sent a letter of all the clubs that are interested in you, and Barnet was literally, I think, the only one that was like close to my house.
Yeah.
And so I just went down there, trained a couple times, and they just signed me off like 2 training sessions. So I was like, oh, decent. Like this looks all right.
Do you know what's funny as well? Yeah, right. Left footers in school always used to just be seen as special as well, you know.
I think
we got that in common, innit?
Oh, come on. Yes.
Come on, bro.
Guys,
Do you get what I mean?
I know I'm not a footballer, but I'm left footed. I'm getting involved. Yeah, I'm left footed as well. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm left footed. Yeah, cool, I'm left footed, bro.
I didn't know
Listen,
that,
go to another podcast. I was the big left footer, like literally.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, left footers always got Kemba.
Trust me.
I just couldn't run. I had technique. I just couldn't run.
But you know what it is? Yeah, they say left footers are special because there's not many of them. That's what they normally say, innit? So
and how did you find Barnet?
So I can't lie. Barnet was a tough period. Like it was the craziest. Like probably it weathered me for just life. I feel like at that age you just don't really know too much about life. You're just going through life, and I feel like so at the time I was pissed because my mum was like, "Oh, you're not doing the typical what's it called, BTEC." Sports science thing, like I don't want you to do that, I want you to do A-level. So at the time I was thinking, Mum, like come on, like everyone else is just doing the BTEC, like chill. Yeah. But then I'm really grateful that I did do the A-levels because it was tough, but I met obviously great teachers and learned a lot. And so training full-time youth team and doing A-levels at the same time. So I'd finish training and then I'd have to like rush to college where everyone else was like chilling and like basically just having off their class as well, not really doing the work. But I had to like rush off to college and like I'll be in class and I'll literally be like falling asleep. The teacher knew my situation. So the teacher would be like pulling me out like, Frank, like can't really have you sleeping in the lesson, but like I understand why. Like I would just remember being so tired and just so like I didn't even play that much for the youth team as well. Yeah, it was a tough period. I wasn't really playing too much. Everyone was massive. Like that whole program was just like anyone who's been at Barnet. We don't even need to speak about it. Like everyone knows that setup was not. It weren't right really for the children. But it was like you either went one way. Like you either came out of that youth team and you were like went on to something better, or you just didn't play football at all.
Wow.
Like so it's kind of like it was really hard, but I learned a lot. Like indirectly, if you get what I mean.
It kind of prepared you for life a little bit.
100%. And I obviously got the A levels, which I'm quite proud of.
And what did you get them in?
I got an A in history,
Yeah.
which obviously I loved history. I've always been good at history. Yeah. And then I got C in politics and C in economics.
Dope.
And like I loved learning about the politics. Like now I'm not like I am politically aware, but it's like some of the stuff that we learned about in school is become true now. And we used to do essays about like should Britain leave the EU? And we'd laugh it off like, no way would you ever leave the EU. Wow. And then like a year later, as I left school, we actually left the EU, and I'd go in my politics group chat and be like, boys, like we've left the EU. Like what the hell? So I'm glad I learned all that stuff because I learned a lot in that time. But yeah, football wise, it was tough. Yeah, because again, like everyone was bigger than me. I had a few good moments, but on the most part, I barely played. I was on the bench and stuff.
Who was the manager at that time?
So the I think the first team manager was Martin Allen at one point, because one time the whole youth team went up and trained with the first team. But yeah, I didn't see much of Martin Allen. Obviously, we had to watch every game, so it's funny because I played with Elliot Johnson last year. Yeah. And like I used to watch him. Like I'll be in the youth team, like we have to watch every game, and we'd always like, why do we have to watch like all of this? But then again, some of it was good, like big John Akinde up front, like we literally used to have to watch him. But everyone would leave at half time.
To be fair, I when I was a youth team, we had to watch as well. You did it, and this is Charlton, and I didn't want to watch.
So let me ask you a question then. Like, you're obviously not mentioning the managers at the time or anything like that, or who was at the setup. Like, did they know that you were studying as well?
Yeah, they did. And to be fair, like it's not all of them. Like some of the coaches were helpful and they did help me. But like I just remember having one meeting with the academy director at the time, and he literally got me in his office, and I said like, because I wasn't playing, I was like, someone told me, you go and speak to the coach and see like what you can do. So I said like, what can I do to play more? Like, what do you think I need to do to be a footballer basically? And he just basically said like, you're too small, you're too weak, you don't tackle. Yeah. Don't like just basically. I can't remember the words exactly what he used.
Negatives.
But I left the office and I remember walking up the steps, and me and my best friend, who's still I was at Barnet with, Elijah Seymour, like those steps are just like historical, because like we'd go up those steps and just be so sad together, like because we both get dropped.
That's deep.
So I went up those stairs and I was just thinking to myself like, maybe he's right. Like maybe football was just not for me. Like I was ready to just quit really.
And did you ever think to yourself like, because obviously you said you enjoyed history, you enjoyed politics, did you ever think to yourself like, okay, you know what, maybe I'll just focus on this and just...
Do you know what it was? Because I was good. I've always been good at writing. Like I've always been good at writing essays, and I enjoyed history. But I never thought like, what job could I get from doing a degree in history? Like I got into Brunel University to do history and politics. But in my mind, I thought like in my head I was never going. Yeah. Like I got the offer because the teachers were telling me like do the applications and that. But I knew I wanted to be a footballer. Right. And so like a month on from that meeting I had trials. I met my agent. He's still my agent now, Godfrey, and he got me trials at Bristol Rovers and Bournemouth. Okay. And it just went from there really. Like honestly, when I signed for Bournemouth, everyone at Barnet was just so shocked. Like,
serious.
I want to commend you though, because that could have broke you.
Hail him up.
I'm telling you, bro. Like having a meeting when it's just all negatives and no constructive criticism. And it's difficult to. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna stop because we're gonna get into that in the second half. And the reason why, because maybe you haven't actually sat down and reflected on all of that you've taken in to where you are now. Because
trust me,
that stuff there is so impactful for the journey that we go on. That might even all be the reason why you've got 3 points.
Trust me, for sure. That's mad that you said that, because I literally obviously talk about the motto "win or learn." Yeah. I felt like I could have lost in that situation. Like I could have just been like, you know what, he's right, football's not for me. Yeah. And I didn't go out. When I met Godfrey by reaching out, by going to these sessions and impressing him, and then he helped me. But it was like, I could have easily just been like my other mates who were just sort of just like doing other things, which is not bad.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just like I knew I had a mission. I set the goal when I was so young. Like my mum always tells me, like we went to Loftus Road at QPR, and she'd be like, "You told me when you were 5, like you're gonna play here."
Yeah,
and I still ain't played at Loftus Road, so that is still my goal.
Yeah.
But we'll
100%.
see what happens.
But yeah, like I commend you, bro, because as I said, that's enough to break someone.
And you said win or learn, right? Which is dope, like, because and I'm gonna bring it back to my beloved Arsenal. I was talking yesterday to somebody, right, and it's those fine margins in life, that can make the difference. Like you said, for some people, they can go one way, you can go the other way. I look at it last season. Do you remember when Arsenal played Tottenham last season?
Yeah.
And we were 1-0 up, and Jesus had that chance where the ball came out to him.
Yeah.
And Jesus should have buried it. That would have been 2-0. I was saying to my friend yesterday, do you know if that goal goes in, I think we win the league because of the fact that we've got the 2 points.
Yeah.
I might be a bit misjudged because I think Man City may have got the what's the word? The goal difference up by then.
Yeah.
But like those 2 points, that goal there, 2-0 up, you potentially see out the game. It's those little margins where you're like, you know
100%.
what, like, if you do that, we're level on points with them. It's a whole different ballgame.
No,
You know what I mean?
and that's why like I appreciate this podcast so much, because football has taught me so much lessons like for real life. And so like obviously there's that Ronaldinho quote, he's like, I learned all about life with a ball at my feet.
Yeah.
And for time, I genuinely didn't clock the quote. I thought he meant like he was in his classroom with a football at his feet. But it's not that. It's literally, it teaches you how to deal with everything.
Everything.
And that's what I've been applying more and more in life, and realizing any situation, like I've got experience from football to apply it to normal life.
Yeah.
You win or learn, and that quote is amazing because I believe
Write that down. Write that down. Write that down.
I was
Write that
saying copyrights.
Terms and conditions applies. Set piece, win or learn.
But yeah, no, I agree. Win or learn, like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's life.
Yeah.
And touching on what football teaches you, it's punctuality.
Yeah.
Because we get fined if we're late.
Yeah.
Some people might not even know that. Like, if you're late to training, late to a match, you get fined. So for me, from young, it taught me to be punctual because I don't want you taking my money.
Yeah.
So now, Kerry.
Yeah.
I'm
The
here
most on time.
20,
Facts.
half an hour before. I'd rather be here so much more earlier.
Let me be real
than
with you,
1
yeah.
minute late. I can't.
He's the most on time black person I've ever met in my life.
But I get you, because like I've got obviously friends who don't play football, and
Yeah.
they're just late all the time, and
Yeah.
I find it like
It's
disrespectful. Like
I
I find it
swear
when,
that I'm the
when
same.
managers get pissed at players turning up late.
Yeah.
I completely understand why, because it does feel like it's
100%,
disrespect.
bro.
Like,
That's
you told me
me
to get
too.
here at 1.
Yeah.
I was at Sainsbury's just around the corner, 12:45. I'm ready. Do you know
This
what I
is
mean?
what I'm
Even that
saying.
was a bit too fine
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
I'm the same, bro.
I get nervous when I meet Miles.
Yeah,
Because if I'm meeting Miles, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I got to be punctual. Like,
Yeah.
I've got to be punctual.
No,
like,
yeah.
And
But I get it.
football's taught me that, and that's not even like that's a life lesson.
Yeah.
That's a life lesson. So now
facts.
I'll be teaching my kids this.
Yeah,
Nice.
facts.
I'll be teaching
Facts.
my friends this. I'll be teaching my family this because punctuality is key. It's actually key. Do you know what I mean? Who likes someone, you're trying to meet someone and they're late? As you said, it's disrespectful.
real,
So
real.
football taught me that. So it's definitely, there's so many things you can learn from football.
No, for sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Talk to us about Bournemouth. What was that like? Because obviously, I remember you said that you went to Barnet because it was the one that was the most closest.
Yeah.
So now you've gone from stepping out of the comfort zone to going a bit. It's not too far. Bournemouth's not too far, but it's still a bit.
Bournemouth, honestly, like I got so much good things from that place. Like I
Serious.
loved it. So even just before I signed, so luckily, when I was on trial, I didn't train.
Okay.
I just played in-house game with a trialist against trialist.
Okay.
And then I played one game for the 18s and one game for the 23s. And I can't lie, like I just ripped every game up. I don't know what came over me. I was just, because I didn't expect to get in. I was at Barnet, which was League 2 or National League.
Yeah.
And I'm going on trial to a Premier League club.
Yeah.
I'm telling my mates, I'm like, mate, like, I'm going Prem, like, but taking a piss, like, not thinking I'm actually ever going to get signed. So I went there.
Yeah.
All these other trialists are stressing.
Yeah.
But I'm just there, like, bro, I'm just going to enjoy it and see where it gets me. And I ended up just playing, like, really, really well. But luckily, I didn't train, because when I did sign and I went to start training with them, oh my God, I never experienced anything like it. Like, I was
Serious.
so baffed. I'll be stinking up training every day, because they'll do these mad passing drills, where you had to pass it one place and then run to the other side and then get a ball from here and clip it. And if you mess up, it messes up the session for everyone. So it's like, if it breaks down on you, it's like, oh, come on, Frank. Like, and then the manager, I remember his name's Carl Fletcher, and,
I
and
know
Mark
him.
Mosley.
Is that Muscles? That
No,
Carl-
that's different Fletcher. That's
okay.
Steve Fletcher.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Carl Fletcher is like was a 21s coach,
Yeah.
and he would be screaming at me every single day. And at the time, like in the first few months of it, I was thinking, like, why have they signed me? Like I'm literally, what am I doing? I can't do this. And then it got to like January in the first year, and they were like, Frank, like the reason we've been shouting at you every day is because we believe in you. We think you're actually good enough to play for Bournemouth. Like we think you're good enough. And then from that day on, it was like all the weight, all the nerves, all the caring that I'm stinking up training every day was gone, and I just started training unbelievable after
Just
that.
want to cut you there. Do you see the difference in management?
100%.
That's the difference.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean? One gave you belief. One took away belief.
Yeah.
Do
Do you get what I mean?
No, 100%.
And for me, like everyone's techniques and ways of coaching and things are different, but for me, that just shows me like you have to be around the right people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But also as well, do you know what? Let's take it back a little bit from what he said there. When he first came to the trial, because he had no expectations,
Yep.
everything was dropped.
Dropped.
Soon as he got to training and he thought he had to be a certain way, put the pressure on himself.
But-
And then the pressure made you think that you're stinking up. But then, as Miles has said, you've got people that are telling you around you, and this is how important it is for people to be around you to say to you, nah, we're saying this because we believe in you.
Yeah.
Because you could have potentially just continued with saying, I'm stinking up training.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing right. And they're telling you, nah, like the reason why is because we believe in you.
But then, as I said, going back to it, there's a difference. Constructive criticism is one thing.
Yep.
Being horrible is another thing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And at times it was
Like-
thinking like there was like overlaps where I'm thinking like, nah, this guy just don't like me.
Do you
But
get what
then
I mean?
when he had that conversation, it was just like, who like I don't know. It just it took the pressure off me, and it was great coaching. If I look back,
100%. Like, as soon as you said that, that's what
Yeah.
hit me straight away. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the difference.
Yeah.
A good coach will not say nothing, but explain why they're saying it.
Yeah.
So then the player will know, oh, this is why.
He's in my corner. Like,
Do you get what I'm
he
trying to
does
say?
want the best for me.
100%.
And understand that some people learn differently.
Yeah,
Like for some
yeah,
people,
exactly.
For some people, this is the way that they actually learn. For some, it's like, no. I don't like the harsh behavior. Like, and that's not to say that you can't give harsh behavior, but like, be gentle with it. The same thing. Like, give an explanation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you was at Bournemouth, and then you went on loan. Was it to Torquay?
So my first loan was to Torquay in the Conference South, and they were smashing it already that season.
Did you go there with any kind of like, I'm playing?
Nah, I really didn't. Because after that guy obviously spoke to me, that coach,
Yeah.
I trusted every word that he would say. So he said,
wicked.
this is the best step for you to go on
And
loan.
the coach, Carl
Wicked.
Fletcher.
Carl Fletcher,
Big
yeah.
up Carl Fletcher.
Yeah,
Big
shout
up
out Carl Fletcher, man.
Big him up,
and
Need to get you on.
Mark Mosley as well, who
Shout
was
out
my
Mark.
manager at Aldershot as well.
Big up Mark Moses
Them
as
two
well,
there
man.
really helped me so much. I learned so much. That training where I was moving mad at the beginning. By the end, I'm the one like, you need to come here. Da, da, da. I'm leading the session by the
Right,
end. So
okay.
it was a great. I learned so much, like just simple stuff that I just didn't know. I just did because I've been at Barnet and I hadn't played that much in centre mid. I went there as a centre mid and I just learned so much there. So I'm so grateful for that. And so they sent me on loan to Torquay, and then my first team team manager was Gary Johnson. I don't know if you played under him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Torquay, yeah.
GJ.
No, I ain't played on, but I know him. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so like
Did he ever manage Forest or Bristol?
Bristol
Bristol
City.
City.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
he's
know
had
it's a
a-
team in red. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's had a unbelievable managerial
yeah.
career, like so many promotions.
Yeah.
And so I went there, and obviously it's intense. It's like it's high and low. If we're winning, it's great. But if we lose, it's like, God, I don't want to be
around
on the end of
him.
this.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So it was unbelievable learning again, and we ended up winning the league. I didn't play too much, but I got a few appearances, and so it was
Yeah.
good to see. Like I remember I was obviously 19 at the time, so I just won the Conference South, and I'm thinking like, if I just win every league up to now, in 5 years I'll be actually in the Prem. So this is easy, but obviously, I learned that it's not like that. But yeah, I have got the medal, so that was great. And then I went back there the following season, and that was just before COVID, and then I think it was before COVID. But anyway, yeah. So I played quite a few games there, and sort of was making a bit of a name for myself. I loved the style I played there. It was sort of it was chaotic. Every game would be like 3-3, 4-2. It was just attacking football. Just like if you can. That's the one great thing I learned. So when I was obviously at Bournemouth, it's a lot about keeping the ball and midfielder, you just get the
Yeah.
ball to, do you know what I mean, keep the ball side to side. And then I went to Torquay and I was trying to do the same thing, like get it out wide. I remember there was one opportunity where I could have played it forward to the striker, but it was a bit of a risky ball, so I didn't. So I moved it out. I played it out to the left back, and then he cut. I think it was a video or at halftime. I think it was a video analysis session, and he just stopped the thing and was like, "You see that pass? You've got to play the forward pass.
Yeah.
Like we're not here to. If you can play a forward pass, play it, because that's his style. It was upset through it. Was just like, if there's a good forward pass on, it's better for you to risk it than just play safe. And so like from that moment, that kind of stuck with me, and I always want to be a midfielder that is known to pass the ball forward.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would say as well, it's important that loans are important, especially if you're at any club. I think loans are important because, as you just said, it teaches you another way. Because imagine if you didn't go on loan and you stayed at Bournemouth and then you left Bournemouth, but you only know the Bournemouth way.
Yeah.
What would that have done to you? But because you went on loan, you know the Bournemouth way, but now you know another way. So it's adapting to styles, and you might get a manager that wants to play total football. You might get a manager that wants to go long. But if you're only used to the total football, how do you play the other way?
That's it. And I feel like I've played in so many different styles now, and I've seen that there's actually multiple ways to win. There's different styles, and it works for different teams. You might have different personnel. Where I remember obviously going on a bit in the future now when I was at Notts, which is total football, and I went on loan to Aldershot, and I was trying to coach everyone. I was trying to tell everyone, you need to play like this, and this. But it's just, it doesn't work for everyone, and it can't come from a player anyway. But it's like, there's so many different ways to win. So I just sort of, wherever you are, you got to adapt and buy in. I think the best thing you can do is try and buy into what the manager's saying.
Can I ask both of you a question then? Like, do you find it difficult when, for example, like you're used to playing one way and then you go on loan to a next team, or you go to another team and you got to get into the rhythm of that? How difficult is that? Is it difficult to adapt, or is it?
I think for me personally, I think I'm quite adaptable.
Okay.
I think I can play various ways. But for me, because I'm an attacker, I just think I can attack anyone. Like in any system, I feel like I'll be able to.
Yeah.
My mindset and the way that I play, I think in any system I'll be able to do it.
So, for example, I've seen you I've seen you live where you're starting off maybe right wing, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're playing wing back.
Yeah.
Like, how does that kind of, like, in game, is it quite easy to transition?
It's not. Like, for me, I've only been playing wing back for probably the last 6-7 years of my career.
Yeah.
So I'm a winger.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But the teams that I've gone to don't play with wingers. So I've had to adapt to be a wing back.
I feel like out wide, I feel like I think it would be easier
It's
to
kind of
adapt,
easier,
because
like,
you're a wide player, and if you're an attacking wide player, most teams want you to cross the ball or beat your man and play. And I feel like in midfield, for me, it was. I think it has been at times quite tough to adjust to. Cause going from Notts County, where it was like I was playing 8 and I'll be getting the ball on my back foot, breaking past. We've just broke their press, and I'm going down on their on their back line. I'm going at them and attacking, and it felt easy. But then I go to another team, and it's like we're playing off seconds now, and it's like I've got to be physical and I've got to win battles and stuff like that. And they're asking me to do completely different things.
Completely different.
So it's like I have at times when I've gone to new teams, taken time to adjust. So.
Definitely, and one thing, staying on that point, I think it's important that, like, because I've seen many players go to teams that don't suit their way they play.
Yeah.
And I've had to adjust. Sometimes you ain't got a choice. You have to. If a team wants you and you ain't got no other option, you have to go to that team. But I feel like, as I said, if you're a total footballer and you're going to a team that wants to win second balls, are you going to see the best of you?
Yeah.
Or do you have to adjust to that?
Yeah.
I think you have to adjust, because football's not black and white, and you might not be. It don't go the way you want it to go all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? That team might be the team that wants you. There might not be another team that plays total football.
Yeah.
That you have to. So it's important. This is what I'm saying. It was important that he went on loan.
Yeah.
Because you got to see the other way.
100%.
If you didn't get to see the other way,
for
which a lot of these young boys now, like the 21s,
Especially the top Premier League clubs,
League clubs, the 21s, 23s, wherever it is, they can play total football. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's total football.
Yeah.
But when they leave that club, they don't know how to
Ask
play.
him to hit a channel
Yeah,
ball
they
and
don't
they're
know how to do it.
struggling.
So they're lost.
Yeah.
They're actually lost
Yeah.
in what they need to do because they can't drop to another a level and play the way that the other teams want them to play because they
Yeah.
just know one way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
And it's interesting because although obviously it's nowhere near like you guys level, professional level, I've seen players like grassroots that play centre mid, right? And what they're used to is strikers running in behind. Then you see them, they meet somebody, their striker that says, "No, I just want you to fizz it into me.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
make
yeah.
it stick." And they're like, "This is not me. Like, this is not what I want to do." And they
100%,
look so uncomfortable. And usually the other team where they're like, "No, I'm the main guy." Like, it's totally different.
Yeah. No, I think definitely. And like, I've been at so many teams now, even still quite young. I've played at quite a few different teams, and I've always, you just got to find a way.
You have to.
Because no one feels sorry
have
for you.
to.
It's like, if you're
Listen.
playing bad, it's not like, oh, Frank's playing bad. It's like, you just got to find
Listen.
a way and yeah, adjust.
the older I've got, there's no excuses. If you play, if you put yourself,
Wow.
if you put yourself on that pitch to play, you better find a way.
Yeah.
No one cares if you're a centre midfield and you're playing left back. No one cares if you're a winger and you're playing wing back. You
Yeah.
better do the job
That's it.
Yeah.
because you're the one that's agreed to play in that position. So
Okay.
go and do the job. Do you get what I mean? That might be your only opportunity.
Yeah.
That might be your only opportunity.
true.
So you better just take it. That's how I think now. Anyway,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So
So then after Torquay, you went Scunthorpe and Walsall.
Yeah, so there were 2 loans, and obviously I'm grateful for them. I made my EFL appearances for them 2
What year
clubs.
was you at Scunthorpe?
This was when there was no fans. It was just after COVID, so
Oh,
there was no
COVID,
fans in the
okay.
stadium. So obviously, there's me like buzzing, making my league debut. Like I'm thinking, oh my god, like semi cracked it here. Like,
Yeah.
and then there's like no atmosphere, no vibes, and it was like going from Torquay the year before, where I can't lie, it's a small stadium, but those fans are active,
Yeah,
like some of the best I've seen. So going to Scunthorpe, obviously, I've been back there since there's been fans, and they're
Yeah.
like, it's unbelievable. But then
Yeah.
playing for them when there was no fans, it just felt like it's a bit underwhelming. Like, and I didn't do too amazingly, to be honest. I got injured, and that was another whole learning curve.
Was
Getting
you there
injured.
when Anthony Grant was there?
Nah, I don't think. so.
Okay, because I went to Scunthorpe to watch it, and I was like, "This is far."
Yeah, it is far.
It is far.
No, I lived in
Right.
Doncaster. That was another whole stressful thing. I've lived all around the UK now, I swear. But Donny wasn't for me. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
like, and the journey over there. But what I will say about Scunthorpe, like, and this is why, like, as much as we love the Premier, you see fans, in the EFL, bro, like, they love their club, you know.
of course,
Bro,
100%.
like, I'm there and I'm like, nah, the atmosphere that they're creating with the little amount of people that are there,
Yeah.
nah, like, people don't get it.
But
Like,
remember, it's like what you said. It's their piece.
it's their community as
Do you know
well.
what I'm trying
Yeah,
to
it's
say?
their
Like,
community,
going
bro.
to, like,
Yeah.
this is why. Like,
Active.
see, when I'm playing or a fan's giving the team some or whatever, like, I don't really say nothing because I'm like,
Yeah.
like this could be, as you said, this could be
Yeah.
the thing that they're looking forward
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
most.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
In,
Like,
in the last year or so, I've sort of, the reason for me playing football, or the reasons why I'm so motivated to play football, is like changed slightly. So before it was kind of all about me, like I'm playing because I love to play football. This is my job. This is amazing. But
Yeah.
what I've realized more and more is the impact that football has. I think through starting 3 points
Yep.
and through just watching stuff like Ronaldinho's documentary. I watched that the other day, and it was like he literally just played to make people happy. That's the only reason. Like, it's one of the main
Wow,
reasons he
yeah.
played was just to bring joy to people. And it's
Yeah.
sort of like something shifted in my brain. Where it's like, obviously, I'm quite close with loads of Dagenham fans. Like, I speak
Yeah.
to them. Obviously, I've got fans from Notts County that I still speak to,
Yeah.
and it's like I know that if we win on the weekend, like they feel better. They
Yeah,
feel
true.
genuinely
Yeah,
a lot
it's
better.
true.
That it's true.
And where
true,
like
very
we
true.
might lose or you didn't do your best, and it's like they're not happy. And that's like the fact that I can actually have a small influence on,
Yeah.
I don't know, a few thousand people's happiness is like, wow, like I need to do my, I ain't
That's
got no
the-
right to be out there
yeah.
just like, oh, this is a bit dead. I don't really want to
Yeah.
play today. But
Nah,
do you know what I mean? I gotta go for it just
That's
for myself, but
that's
for them as
powerful.
well. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
shout out Frankie. Listen,
man,
because
that's
you
very
see that,
powerful. Yeah.
like that in itself. There's been some heartache in my life as an Arsenal fan. The last two seasons.
I can tell, bro. You always
Like,
mention it.
yeah, there's been some pain, man. There's been some pain. But you know what it is? It's like you've just hit the nail on the head. Like, do you know how great you feel? Like, and for some people, like they may watch this and think to themselves, grow up. You're a grown man. Like, grow up. Like, you don't like. Why does that change? It can do so much. It can do so much.
Facts.
And the fact that you're thinking about others, like while you're playing football and what it could do to people, that's powerful, man. No, it's big.
It's
definitely big.
And I think like it's easy just to forget that stuff. Like I never thought about that a few years ago. I'm not gonna lie. It was
Yeah.
kind of a bit self-centered, kind of just like I'm just playing for my love, for my friends, and that's it. But now it's like I've deeped it. There's sort of duty to help each
Yeah.
other, innit?
100%. I agree, man.
So then you went to Notts. Notts is total football. Yeah, like.
Bro,
How was that?
you know how much I talk about not. Everyone tells you I need to let it go.
Yeah. Go on, let's talk about Notts.
I've semi let it go, but I haven't let it go, bro. Like, I can't lie. So, first, the maddest thing was actually, so I actually signed injured. And I don't know if you ever signed for a club injured. I remember just
never,
everyone just
no.
thinking, like, who's this guy? Like, I had long hair, and they were
Okay.
thinking, who's this guy? He's just injured. I remember speaking to one of my teammates once. I did make a good impact. Eventually, he was like, I thought you were miles off at the beginning. And I was like, you know what, I was. But anyway, I made my debut like probably 10 games into the season, and I just hit the ground running. Like I've
Yeah.
never had form like it. I just scored on my debut, and then my debut was in the FA Trophy where
Okay,
against Tamworth I scored, and then the next following game was against Stockport, which obviously quite a big game, Notts County Stockport. I think, oh, I'm gonna start here. Like, I was thinking, and then scored in that game as well and won and like smashed it. And then from then on, I was thinking, I looked at the fixtures and I saw that there's like 35 games left or however many games. I think I'm going to score like 40 goals this season. Like, I just felt like I was going to score every single
Your
game.
flames, yeah.
But obviously I didn't, but I just, hit a like really good form and like, I just loved it there. Obviously playing in front of that many fans, living in Nottingham. I loved Nottingham as a place.
Yeah,
like,
Nottingham's a good city.
I remember before I signed, I was saying, I want to live by myself. Like, I don't want to live with anyone else. And they were like, no, like, listen, you're going to be living with one teammate, but trust me, you're going to like the apartments. I was thinking, I just want to live by myself. I got to the apartments. Honestly, I looked out the window and I thought, I've absolutely cracked it here. Like, it's
Yeah,
overlooking
that's
overlooking the Trent River.
Yeah.
It's like greenery everywhere, like beautiful, spacious apartments. I was like, oh my God. This, like, and the maddest thing was, I literally said in manifestations before, like, I just want a house that overlooks the river. Obviously, I was talking about River Thames, innit? I wanted to stay in London. But, like, I got there and I thought, it's never how you exactly think it's going to be.
Of course.
But I like to think, I didn't take it for granted. I know I'm not there now, but I didn't. Every day I was grateful and I loved playing for that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wait, you got promoted, right?
So
no.
So the
was
first year
it
I
the-
didn't. First year
Yeah.
I ended up like, falling out of favour in the team.
Yeah.
I kind of think I did get a little bit too big for my boots. I sort of, well, that's another learning curve.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second season, Luke Williams came in, who I started one game for,
Yeah.
but he's my favourite manager I've ever
Serious?
had. Yeah, like
Wow.
the impact he had on not just me, like all of us, was just insane. Like,
Do you
it was just-
mind telling us a little bit of what like why? What
Do you
was
know what it
it?
is?
Was it like?
I feel like there's many things that it comes down to, but one of the things was like, he would tell us on a Friday sort of how we're going to score. And he'll do the shape and it will be like, so Ruben, you're going to pass the ball here. And Maka, you're going to score a goal like this. Da, 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 da. And a couple times he predicted exactly what was going to happen. And I feel like if you're a manager and you do that a few times, everybody just believes everything that guy says. So like, one of the other maddest thing was, obviously I didn't play much under him, and lots of players were out of favour with him, but we couldn't hate him. We couldn't, you know how when you're getting dropped, you just want to hate on a manager so bad, but you couldn't, because he'll give you time. So even on a Saturday morning, you're not in the squad, he'll have you in the morning, him and all the staff, probably like 2 or 3 players, and he'll be doing the maddest individual session to work on your weaknesses, to work on how you can get into the team.
That's big.
So it was like he'll give us
Yeah.
his time so much and all his coaching ability. He's an unbelievable coach. And
So
it was
he would do it.
he will take it. Him and
Oh,
his
that's
assistant
sick.
will take
That's
the
sick.
session. And it
That's
wasn't
sick.
like, you know,
Yeah.
times though you've not been in the squad and he's like,
Yeah.
you're in on Saturday in the morning, and it's like he's not even there, or it's just like the sports
Yeah,
scientist taking it, or something
or
like that.
the 21s or someone
Yeah,
coaching
and you just
have to-
feel like you're
yeah.
just a mug, like you're
Yeah.
just mugging me off here. But it was never like that. So it was like you couldn't hate him because he was making you better. He was still making you better as a player, even though you weren't playing.
That's powerful.
So
as well,
even though I
man.
didn't, like I said, I started one game. I had quite a few appearances off the bench, but like I learnt so much. I learnt so much of him, just football wise, and just like what a guy, just an influential guy.
That's it.
That is sick.
That's
I've never
sick.
heard that before. You know, I've
Yeah.
never heard a
But
manager.
it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
Because it's like he wants you to be better because he wants his competition. That's what I was saying. Like the starting, it wasn't just he would use his squad as well. He will rotate the squad every game, even if you scored like some guys scored like 2 goals and then he won't even start in the next match. So it was
Yeah.
like everyone was on their toes.
Yeah.
The training was like nothing I've ever seen. We used to say like Notts A and Notts B, like the B team will still be in playoffs.
Yeah,
like,
facts,
do you know what I mean?
100, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
squad depth was crazy. The intensity of training was crazy. Like. I loved it. Even though I didn't play too much, I loved it. Obviously, I got the medal with the boys. We went to Ibiza. Like it was
That's
a
sick,
crazy
yeah.
crazy experience. So I'm happy I went back because at the start of that season, obviously I went on loan. I went on loan to Aldershot, and I had a decision: should I stay at Aldershot in January? And I thought, you know what? Because obviously Notts were doing a madness. Everyone's telling me, bro, just stay at Aldershot. Like you're not gonna play. And I think, nah, like I know I might not play, but
You don't
I've got to
understand
go
what
back
got here.
there
Yeah.
and see what's going on
100%,
because I'm
yeah,
hearing great
yeah.
things from all the boys. Like
Yeah.
this guy's a joke. But then people was even telling me like, bro, you're not going to play. There's like 8 midfielders. And I was like, you know what? There were and some crazy midfielders as well. Like,
Of course,
great
yeah,
players.
yeah.
So I went back, despite what everyone was saying, because I just wanted to see what this guy was doing.
Yeah.
And I went back, and then I ended up training left wing back.
Okay.
A lot of the time, and so I'll be up against Jody Jones in training like
Yeah.
every day against Jody Jones, and it was like he's one of the best
Oh,
wingers
man.
in the division.
What did he get? 20 assists last year.
He
Something
broke the assist
crazy. Yeah,
record,
he done
so-
a madness.
It's mad because now
Madness,
obviously I'm
yeah.
playing left back now. It's like I wouldn't feel as confident to play that position if I didn't go back there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
everyone always
yeah.
says like I'm a big believer in like everything happens for a reason,
Mm.
Yeah.
and that was one of the reasons. Was like I learned so much at left wing back, so much about just football. But then also I met John Bostock.
Yeah, but big
Like,
up Bozzy, that's my
Big
guy.
up Bozzy.
Ball is in God, that's
Ball
my
is
guy.
in God.
Come on,
I'm
man.
sure you man are gonna run up an episode.
Oh
man.
yeah, mate, I gotta get him on here. Trust me. Yeah.
I met Bozzy,
Yeah.
and I met one of my best friends now, Toby Adebayo Rowling, and like genuinely 2 of the greatest guys I've met in football.
Yeah.
And so like, obviously from a playing perspective, I didn't play that many games, but I learned so much from the manager, and I met 2 like really close friends, and it's like.
Yeah.
Bozzy helped me so much with 3 points. Like he's helped me out with lots of stuff to do with that, and it's just like I feel like that was the reason why I made that decision to go back.
It's bigger than football.
Yeah.
It's bigger than football.
Exactly,
Trust me. Like
exactly, man.
sometimes your decisions that you make is bigger than football. It's bigger than yourself.
100%.
Like, do you get what I mean? And you just saying that, I know it was bigger than football. It's definitely for me. I know that was God
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just before we go on to Dagenham and Redbridge, I just got to ask you guys as footballers, yeah. Is there some sort of like allergy in terms of calling people by their first name? Like there's always like a
Bro.
Bozzy, a Westy.
Do you know what's so
Hazy, or
funny? Like
Hazard.
literally, like guys signed for Dagenham this year, and they literally don't even know what that guy actually his name is. They're like, "Who's Sam?" And I was like, "No," because everyone calls this guy Lingy, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, Liggy. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah.
guy. It's Liggy.
But Sam, like, no one calls him Sam.
Do you
I
not
don't
ever
think
call
I don't
anybody-
think I've ever called him. Like people don't call me Miles.
Never.
Yeah, who's
It is-
Miles?
Yeah, who is that? Like if I hear that, I'll be like,
So what? It's just a
Like, I look around,
It's
you
just
know what I
an
mean?
unwritten rule. You go into the changing room, you say, "Yes, what's going on?"
no, I
Like,
just think it's from when you're even youth team, you've
Yeah.
been called a nickname, innit?
Okay.
So I just think it sticks with
Okay.
you through the whole of your
Yeah.
career.
So
like,
Julius is now Tomo. Tomo, yo,
Yeah,
Tomo.
yeah,
yo,
he'll be a
what's going on,
Tomo.
Yeah,
There's
Tomo.
bare Tomos, man.
What would man
you'll,
be?
what's your last name? Phillips, isn't it?
No, Kerry's already got that ring though.
Kerry's got a wing, but it'll be Philo or something like that.
Oh wow.
Like it'll be something like that.
Yeah, I'm Vinny. A lot of people
Like,
call me
Vinny,
Vinny. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I don't sound like I've got
So
a name still. Like,
I'm Westy. Like this is what.
Do you ever
people
say
call me.
like, "Hi, my name's Miles"?
No, I'm Westy. If someone
Serious?
comes, a new player comes in,
okay.
I introduce myself as Westy.
All right, I'm gonna call you Westy from now.
Yeah,
I'll
you
never
can call me
Miles.
Westy.
I'll
That's
never call you
cool.
Miles
Yeah,
from now
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So then you went to Dagenham,
Yeah.
and you're there now.
Dagenham, yeah. Honestly, like great people, like great club. Like Westy will
You
tell
nearly
us.
called me Miles.
Yeah. But yeah, like in terms of like playing, like last season, I obviously got injured towards the back end, but like it's the most minutes I ever played in a football season, so I'm super proud of that, and I'm grateful, obviously, to Strevs, the gaffer, for
Big up Strevs, man.
big him up for giving me those opportunities to play.
Yeah. And when did 3 points come before moving to Dagenham, or how long's 3 points
Yeah,
been
it
now?
was
you say?
before. It's like probably like 2.5 years now.
2.5
So it was
years.
when I was in between Aldershot and Notts.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess it's come a long way.
What was the reason? What was there like a significant like point of
Do you
why?
know what it was? So I had a notebook and it had like quite a good format for like writing ideas down, and it would like what you needed to do for it, bullet points and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I wrote like 10. I think I got to 10 business ideas because I don't know. I had time. And obviously got a bit of money that I could put into something.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what can I do? I wrote 10 ideas. I look at everyone. Oh no, I'm not. It's not a good idea. That's dead. And then it got to let's start a boot. I'll start a boot page with my friend Dario, who was working at Nike at the time, and it just was like, yeah, like why are we not doing that already?
Yeah.
And then so we tried to think of a name. We were struggling for it. I think my girlfriend Maya got the name. She was like 3 points because you think about football, like
That's a sick.
We were
I
thinking-
like the name. The name's sick.
and
Name's
then
sick
like
still.
it started off with 3 points, like POINT, how you spell
Yeah.
points, and then it was like 3 PTS, and then we
Yeah.
broke down the PT and S. So then we'd be talking about like, so when I first started it, if anyone bought boots, they'll get a postcard, and it will
Yeah.
be we'll describe them with a P word, a T word, and an S word.
Sick.
So I don't know, like say
Yeah.
I don't know what I did for you,
I can't remember.
but maybe like I don't know,
Pace.
playmaker,
Yeah.
tenacity. Skills or something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and so like that sort of added a personal touch. So what I really like, obviously, can get the boots a bit cheaper, so that's a great like
Yeah.
people want to come for that as well. But
Definitely.
also, definitely. But like I've had people come back to like we have so many recurring customers because they like the sort of the
personal
vibes
touch,
we give them,
yeah.
and we
Yeah.
even convinced them like, oh, our boots got powers. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a maddest story I need to tell you actually.
Yeah.
So obviously I was at Notts, and Innie was playing for Aldershot, Innie Effiong.
Yeah. Big
And
up
so-
Iddy as well, man.
Big up Innie.
Gotta
And
get you
then-
on there too, bro.
So he came.
Shout out Innie.
He came to me to get boots.
Yeah.
So obviously sorted him out, got him some new materials, and said, "Oh, like our boots have got powers in." He like da 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 da. Bought the boots. His next game was against Notts County, and Dagenham beat Notts County away from home, and he scored like a banger in like the
Oh,
last.
that game.
That game.
Oh my
and
God.
so there's me. Like usually when someone does something good in our boots, like I'll be posting it everywhere. Like oh, big up Innie and his new boots. But I was thinking I can't
Conflict of
even. All
interest
my
now,
Notts County guys.
Oh
are gonna
yeah,
get onto
you
me.
can't do that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
weirdly, I felt like I assisted him with that. When I was
Yeah.
like,
That's sick. That's
Oh,
sick.
so you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
you
Do you get
got
what I
him the
mean?
boots because I played that same game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I came on. Me and Innie came on, and he's got a banger, bro.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they should have won that 10.
yeah, it was like
Something.
they
It
had
was
like
crazy.
one shot on target.
We had one shot, scored it, 1-0. Trust me.
That's what the boots do, bro.
Yeah.
That's
trust me,
so.
yeah.
How can people find the boots? Where can they find it? So let's plug it. Let's plug
So
it.
obviously I've got a website 3points.world, but mainly we're all just through Instagram. We're obviously a little bit inactive at the moment just because focusing on pre-season,
course.
and my boy's just got a new internship at Copper Night. You know,
Oh,
Copper
sick.
Night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
sick, that's
like we're
sick.
both got it is our side thing, but it
Yeah.
obviously has become our main thing at times.
Yeah.
And we just did a tournament in the summer, which was obviously a great success, but like took a lot of energy out of us. So
Yeah,
we're
of
sort
course.
of right now it's sort of on the back burner, but we've got a few plans in motion.
Listen, shout out you guys, man.
Yeah,
because
big up
you guys,
3 points.
you guys supported us as well when we do
Yeah.
our football drive as well.
Remember,
with the
you
boots.
donated
Oh,
loads of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
brilliant,
yeah, you dated.
See, he's just donating to the
this
world.
is
He,
what I'm
he keeps on
saying.
forgetting that he's
He,
even helped us, man.
Vinny,
I've
Vinny.
got more stuff actually.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
We'll appreciate it, definitely. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
this
3
is
points
dope.
definitely donated to our football drive. And yeah, it was appreciative, man. Like, as I said, like, I'll go to Antigua and bring some stuff over here. And
Brilliant.
we do it over here too. So, all
Yeah.
the stuff was definitely appreciated. So, we thank you for that, man.
No,
Definitely
anytime,
thank you.
anytime.
And I need some boots, bro.
Oh,
So
I've got
I'll
you,
come
man.
in,
I've got you.
Hey, we're gonna put all your details in the description and all
Yeah,
that other
yeah,
stuff, so
we'll put
people
it up.
can reach you and all that other stuff as well. Because yeah, man, it's a as I said, I'm a customer and it's a great service, man. So yeah,
Nah, that's
What a
dope.
guy.
Thank
What a
you,
plug.
thank you for your time, man. Because listen, like we're in which one is it? Like, is it injury time or stoppage time that's first, or does it matter? Is it the same thing?
same thing, innit?
Is
I
it
think it's the same thing.
It's
Is
the
it
same thing, yeah, same thing.
So why do we say injury or stoppage?
I don't know.
Let's say stoppage.
Yeah,
Injury. Let's not talk about
yeah,
injuries.
stoppage time.
For real,
yeah,
stoppage time,
yeah,
not injury
stoppage.
time. Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, I used to call it Scottish time.
Why?
Because I thought it was Scottish. I thought that's what I was saying. So we're into stoppage time now. So we're over now. So what we're going to do is going to take a quick break and then we'll go into the mental health section. And we'll also go into the section of where Miles is going to play Frankie in an actual. I should have called you Vinny actually. Sorry,
Yeah, you gotta call him Vinny.
We've got Westy versus Vinny
Yeah.
in a game show. Let's see if Miles can actually win something.
Yeah, I got to win today.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Please,
We're
bro.
not learning. I can't
You're letting
lose,
us
so-
We're not
down,
learning.
bro.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Our
We're not
set
learning.
pieces are not working, Ruben. We'll be back in a minute, people.
If you've listened to the first half and was triggered by anything, contact the numbers on the screen because we want to help you and we want you to get the help that you need.
Yes, people, we are back with the second half. We've got our main man, Vinny. I got it right. Vinny, the main man. So we're going to go into the mental health section now. We've had the first 45 minutes where we delved into a lot about Vinny's career and everything like that. He touched on a few things, which was very enlightening. But we're going to start off with the main question that we always start off with all our guests. What does mental health and well-being mean to you personally?
Mental health and well-being. Well, I just feel like everything you deal with in life is through your mental. So yeah, it's a very important thing that you gotta look after. You gotta give yourself time. You gotta be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's super broad. I wouldn't really know where to start, but yeah, I've definitely had highs and lows in my life. So I know from experience, how to deal with lows can be really, really tough. So yeah, I think it's all about trying to work out the best way for you, because everybody's different of dealing with setbacks or problems, and getting back to a steady level of, I guess, happiness or peace.
Yeah. And at the risk of sounding redundant and repetitive, we always say this, like there's, as you said, mental health is so broad, and like there's good mental health and there's poor mental health. And for some people, it may not necessarily be the term mental health, but it might just be the little things that you may be struggling with internally that everybody else doesn't know, but you're kind of just holding the weight on your shoulders. And you've said that on many occasions in the last 45 minutes that we had. So let's start with first, like QPR, your team, you support, you're there, age 12, signed, you get released at 16. How, if you can remember, how did that feel at the time?
So yeah, at the time, so this is the first time I've been released. I've been released 4 times in my career, I think now. So
have I, don't worry, man.
Yeah, man, we're still going, bro. We're still going. But yeah, the first time was probably the toughest. I remember I was in the meeting with my dad. Honestly, like, I'm so grateful for my dad that he took me to every training.
Shout out, Pops.
Big up, Dad.
Shout him out, because I'm very, very grateful that he did that, and he was always there in them moments when I was sad. So yeah, I come out of the meeting, they just basically said, like, I don't even know if it was too small, but I think I probably wasn't. I think I had potential, but I wasn't showing. I wasn't confident at that time, and I feel like I was always sort of. I never believed like I'm the best player here, whereas other kids, they really, really did, and I was always sort of like, no, these guys are way better than me, and I'll be so nervous all the time. And anyway, so yeah, in the moment, I got released, and I remember going back in my dad's car, and I just started crying like so much, just let it all out. It was like all this pain and emotion just came out, and I can't even imagine that. Like, obviously, when you're younger, you just think your dad and parents can just deal with everything, innit? You just see them as like, but they're human as well. So I'm trying to think of it from his perspective, seeing his kid just like, just crying, and like, where do we go from here? Like, so I know your kid plays, and I think like,
listen, not even my kid. I was you, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me, but I was just younger. That happened to me when I was 8. Oh my God, it was QPR. I swear on
No way.
I swear.
Wow.
QPR. I had a trial and I didn't get in, and basically, I remember obviously my dad. That conversations are hard to tell your son at 8 that they don't want you. How do you even do that?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
How do you even do that? But that was, I think, if I'm honest with you, that kind of made me a beast.
Yeah.
Because that feeling that I felt of not getting into that team, I said, I don't want to feel like this again.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And I was 8. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is too young to be.
That's the same
like,
thing as I told you earlier. Like, I was on trial when I was like 9 at QPR, and they said I didn't get in. They said I needed experience. I think like maybe from that moment on, I'm proving people wrong. It's always been massive to me.
And that was the same with me. And touching on what, like, as you said, like, how this is why I commend parents as well, man, because you have to have difficult conversations with your kids, bro.
Real,
how do you tell your son that's just got released at 16? What do you even say to them?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what do you say to, like, because you, like, it's so hard to even, obviously you can,
Because you always want to protect them, innit?
yeah, you want to protect them, you want to, them to feel better, but at the time of that happening, it's not
Because
easy.
I don't even think my parents, like, I'm so privileged, like, I'm so lucky of the upbringing I had, but they probably didn't even know if I would make it as a footballer. So it's like, they don't want to gas me up and say, oh, you're definitely going to make it, don't worry, like, because I might have not, do you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, as a 16-year-old at that time, that was very, very, very hard to deal with. Because I think I was so worried what everyone thought of me as well at that time. Like I said,
just
in
about to
school, like
ask
I was
you.
so like wanted to be the guy in school, and so when that happened, I'm very lucky that I've obviously got my family around me, and I the girlfriend that I'm with now is the same one from when I was that age,
Wow.
and
that's
she
amazing, man.
Yeah.
so it's been 10 years deep now.
Yeah.
And she was there in those moments at Barnet at that time after getting released. And she was only young, but she helped me so much. Her family helped me so much. So it's like,
That's dope, man.
I'm
big.
so lucky with the people I've got around me for sure. Because without them, who knows, bro? Who knows what I'll be doing?
Because
so, yeah.
I look at it from a point of where, like, from the outside, from just hearing your story once, you've obviously said that it's deeper than just getting released. It's the fact of you've been released by the club you love, and also as well, as you said, like your insecurities at that time. It's like, how do you go from being the QPR kid to now all of a sudden it's like, oh, he got released? Like,
It's like a part of your character is just like gone away from you. Now I'm just Frank.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I've got to a point in my life where it's like, I wouldn't even, like, yes, I'm a footballer, I am, but it's like, we're so much more than that. And I feel like it was easy for me to just stay as just, I'm just a footballer, I'm just a baller. But there's more, you got to do more for everyone else. You got to be more than just a baller, like, you know what I mean?
You just said something so important. You said that, like, now I'm not at QPR, I'm just Frank. You was always Frank. And this is the difference.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You was always Frank. Football was a part of Frank.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But when you're in, as we was talking about before, sometimes we're blinded, and we think that football makes us. No, you're Frank.
Yeah.
Frank is you, bro.
Yeah.
It's more than football.
It's true.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
100%.
you being you is more than football. Football's a part of your life.
Yeah.
You ain't it.
And
Do you know what I'm
that's
saying?
why, like, even now, like, even throughout my career when I was a bit younger, I wouldn't be my full self, like, with the team and stuff. I'll be my full self with family members and my friends, obviously. But, like, now I like to think that I carry myself who I really am everywhere I go. Because I've sort of, obviously we still got insecurities, but like, I'm a lot less like want to just conform and just be like, just fit in. Now I just, you know what, and people actually end up liking me more because I'm just my full self
100%,
at all times.
100%.
Whereas before, I feel like when I was at Scunthorpe, bro, I swear I'll wear tech fleece every day because I'm worried what men are gonna think of me if I wear what I would usually wear with my mates. Whereas now, I genuinely don't care what people think of me. So obviously we still do care, but like,
of course.
There's part of me where I care less what people think now, and I feel like if people can do that, it's good to do that because it's just, people want you to be you, and people end up liking you more. And if they don't, that's not your people anyway.
Exactly.
So it's fine.
Exactly.
Would you say that any time that you were struggling because you weren't able to be yourself, you wouldn't really go to like your peers or your colleagues and stuff like that in terms of like if you are struggling?
Yeah, I feel like I said before, I'm just super lucky that I have got people that I can really, really trust around me, and I would feel like. But even at times I would struggle to share how I feel with them, and it will maybe come out in being like irritable or saying, oh, I'm just tired. But once you do, I've got people that will ask me real questions and get to the bottom of why I'm being irritating. So, because everyone always sees me as just like, everywhere I've gone now is like super positive guy. Like my motto before Win or Learn was like PVO, which is positive vibes only. But even that's cap because it's not. You can't be positive all the time. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember what the question was.
No, do you know what? It's funny that you say that because I used to before God, I used to have the phrase of positive energy only, and I feel like you see when you're kind of like known as the person to always be positive and always be the person that's telling people like, no, like, you're better than that. Like, what are you doing, man? Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same way like you labeled yourself like as football is you. Is like you're just labeled as the positive guy. So it's like you don't speak to certain people because, right, maybe if they see me breaking down, I don't know what that might do to them.
Yeah.
And
Do you
you'll
know what
even
I mean?
feel guilty for
Yeah.
feeling bad.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's life. We're all gonna. You can't have the
Yeah.
positive energy without having the negative, because you wouldn't be able to decipher what's what.
100%.
So
Yeah.
it's you gotta be okay with having bad days, and it's okay. And once you can accept that it can be low, and everything passes. You know what I mean? Everything passes.
Please say your motto that you told me, not about the bad day.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's not a bad day.
Yeah,
Go on.
I like to say a lot of the times it's
He's
not.
got a little
it's not-
motto that
yeah.
is stuck with me. Go on.
There's a lot of times where people say we've had a bad day. Really, it's not a bad day. It's only a bad 20 minutes. Where literally it's one of those ones where we've had just a madness, and that 20 minutes has just got a ride, yeah, and then you just go on with the rest of the day, bro. Do you
That's
get what I'm
it.
saying?
I feel like everything, like loads of stuff happens, but it's obviously it's about how you react to stuff. that
Yeah.
happens.
100%.
And that's why I go back to football teaching me life lessons.
Yeah,
Like even the other night, I scored in a game, yeah, but at the start of the game, I was playing horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, I gave the ball away the first time I got it. Then I gave the ball away again. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm having one here. And a younger me would have completely capitulated. It would have been done. I would have got dragged. It would have been, the game would have been, I would have played so bad and been a
Yeah.
hindrance to the team.
Yeah.
It was like, if anyone could go in my brain in that moment, it was genuinely like a therapy session. You know, when people are saying like, oh,
yeah.
replace your negative thoughts with positive ones. I was thinking like, hey, but how?
Yeah.
But I genuinely did it. Like I had the negative thoughts and I thought, I said it out loud. I was like, yes, I'm playing bad right now, but I'm gonna get the ball and I'm gonna score, and everyone's gonna forget. And
Yeah.
and I did it, and I
Yeah.
scored, and
Yeah.
I had all this. It just all the
Yeah.
energy just
Gone.
came off me,
Yeah,
and it was
100%.
like, when I don't know. Obviously, that might not always be the case, and that might not always have that
Yeah.
nice little conclusion. But it was like, it is possible
Yeah.
to react in a good way or a bad way to stuff, and that's not just football. That's just
In
anything
life,
that
that's
happens
life,
to you.
man. Yeah.
And the fact your motto says it all. You either win or you learn. And going back to win or you learn, the person that you spoke to at Barnet, like, what was that like? You said walking up those stairs with your friend. Obviously, what he's told you, that if you can go back to that, like, because how demoralizing was that?
I feel like, do you know what it is? After that happened, I had one guy that spoke. I'm not even too close with him, but he said such a good thing. He said a lot of good things can happen when you're just about to quit. When you're just about to quit, it's like you're on your last moment where it's like, like rock bottom, I guess. Obviously, in that, if I look in hindsight, it's not rock bottom. Like, there's way worse things that have happened in life to loads of other people. But in that moment, in my head,
Yeah.
it's relative to my situation. So it
facts.
was like, this was a dark moment.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think I had to go down there in order to pick myself back up. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I feel like, yeah, in that moment, yes, it was very, very sad, and I didn't see a solution at that very moment. But like I said, like, everything happens for a reason, and I do believe in God. I'm not like part of any religion, but I do believe that, yeah, like, something's been guiding me, and at times I feel like you have to go through the crap moments to get to the good bits. And it's, at times, obviously, you feel like, why is this bad stuff happening to me? But it's like, all the bad stuff that's happened to me has weathered me for the next situation, or to help someone else's situation. So there's no good about bad. So
Yeah, and you know what? It's good that you say that, is because I've seen certain things, and I know Miles won't mind me saying this, but I won't say the child's name in particular, but one of Miles's kids is the most active child that I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, right. And for me, yeah. When he runs around, I'm on edge when I'm around. And the reason why I'm on edge is I'm like, oh, no, don't drop here, or don't do this. And Miles is just like, no, let him go. And sometimes it's like, no, he's got to learn that he's not supposed to do that. And he's got to feel that pain in order to realize that, you know what, okay, cool, I'm not going to do that again.
Wow.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where, with regards to yourself and regards to some of the footballers, because you said something very interesting, was like, there's a lot more stuff going on that's deeper than that, and like, it's not really rock bottom. But I will always say to people, we can only understand what's within our remit. So for example, right, if for me, yeah, or Miles or yourself, an unexpected direct debit might come out, right, and we'll be like, oh, flipping hell, this might, well, for you lot footballers, so it's different. But like, you might think, oh, flipping hell, this is what's going on here. Like, this is crazy. But then we might have a a younger sibling or a daughter, a son or niece, a nephew, where you ground them and you say, I'm taking away your phone. And they might feel that exact pain. They feel like the end of the world is here. That's because that's what they've experienced. You can only feel a certain amount of what you've experienced. If you talk about babies, teething is probably maybe one of the most painful things they can feel. There's a lot more pain out there, but they can only understand what they felt. And I think with you, we're like, what I really try to get with people is that, in general, people that are listening, and I'm not trying to say that I'm an advice guru, all I'm just trying to say is just what I've lived from my experience, is that please do not belittle your situation, because to you, this is big. To anybody else, they might be thinking, you know what, this is small. Like, why is he getting upset? Why is she getting upset about that? But no, like, to you, do not belittle your situation. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm totally with you on that. Because, like, someone else's problems might be, on the grand scheme of things, way worse, but in our heads, it's the same size.
Facts.
Yeah, 100%.
But also, I feel like to sort of, not to oppose that, but just to say, like, if you can broaden your perspective and see that what your
Agreed.
problem isn't actually that deep,
Agreed.
Yeah.
and you will be able to deal with it,
Yep.
then that can help as well.
Facts.
Because there's people out here, like, in war zones that, like, are going through hell, and it's
Facts.
like, that's their problem, whereas our problems are very minor if you actually break it down. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to have a bigger perspective on everything.
Yeah, I agree with both of you, because even if you take it into football terms,
Yeah.
I always think this, like, you getting taken off, you might be able to deal with it different to me getting
Yeah,
taken
for
off.
real. For real.
I might be devastated, and it might take me 2-3 days to recover from being
Yeah.
substituted. You might be right straight away.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, and that's how it goes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, some people can deal with certain things a certain way, and some people can't. But this is why when I'm dealing with anything, I try to be compassionate.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. You just don't know how the person's going to react, or how the person's going to be able
that
to.
leads me on to so
do you know
many
what I
good
mean?
things, because that's one thing I learned from Bozzy so much. Was
Me too,
how
same.
forgiving he was
100%.
of people, and like
Yeah.
before I'll be younger and I'll be like, nah, but I would never react like that. I would never do that. But he ain't got my perspective. That person doesn't have the same perspective as me.
Yeah.
And so, like, the way Bozzy will forgive everyone and see the best in everyone was just so
This
powerful,
is it,
man.
and he's taught me that as well. Obviously, ballers are good.
Yeah.
But now we're on that point. Like, it's taught me that as well, man. It's compassion. It's being more like Jesus, if I'm honest. That's how I try to live. I'm gonna be real with you, because, like, for me, as I said, you don't know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
You don't know why that person's coming angry.
Yeah, real.
You don't know on what's happened, or why that person's react like that.
That's what my mum says. She'll be like, what would Jesus do?
It's
Yeah,
true. Like,
yeah.
and for me, as I said, because I can take it, don't mean that everyone else can take it.
Yeah, that's fact.
So I try to be compassionate in every situation,
Yeah.
regardless if I'm angry or not. Sometimes if I'm angry, even me now, like, if being married now, you see, with my wife, I'll try and be so much more compassionate now,
Yeah.
and try to resolve a
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
more now than I did before, because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be in a house where
Yeah.
there's anger.
Yeah.
And that's what football used to do to
Yeah.
me. I used to lose or play rubbish, go home, take it out on my kids and my wife, and I'm like,
But I bet now you got all this stuff that you're doing. You got
Exactly.
your family, and I feel like with me, when related to my situation, when I started 3 points, it allowed me to deal with the lows in football so much better.
100%.
I'll have something to do the
100
next day.
something else.
I can
So-
direct my energy somewhere else.
So basically, this is what I think a lot of footballers, I don't want to generalize, but this is what I believe a lot of footballers do. They, like, if you don't have something else, if you don't have
Yeah.
your getaway, if you don't have something that the 3 points, the set piece, or
Yeah,
whatever
some
it is,
escape,
to
yeah.
go, or going with your free could play in COD, whatever it is,
Yeah.
as soon as that game's finished, you're pondering on
Yeah.
them negatives.
Yeah.
And you're gonna take it out on your kids. Like, there was times where they wanted to play, and I was in such a bad mood. I'm like, get off me! I can't play right now.
Yeah.
How can that? How can football? How can I allow
Yeah.
football to do that?
Yeah.
To affect me that
Yeah.
much that
Yeah.
I can't even play with my kids, or I'm in a mood and my missus don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest with you, it's only probably been the last 6 years where I've been able to just cut it out. Like, I know I can just separate football from life now.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm away from football, I could just shut it down. And then I pick it back up on Monday, because I'm not going to allow that to affect my family or affect my friends or affect anything else, because football's not just my life. It's a part of my life.
So
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
as Vinny said, like, and I'm not generalizing all footballers. I'm not a footballer, but maybe it's that thing of where like, if football's all you know, and you feel like football is you. If you're having a bad game or a bad time within football, that might just be I'm having a bad time in general.
Yeah.
Because that's all you're associated to. So it's
true.
like that.
I feel like people are like maybe scared to do something else because they think that it's taking their focus away from their career.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, for me anyway, it's actually worked out as a positive because it's like you said, I'm not dwelling on it. I'm not.
Yeah.
Sunday comes and I've played bad or lost or got taken
I'm the
off or
same,
whatever.
yeah.
It's like I'm not like depressed about it. I've got something else to do. I've got something energy to give someone else.
But I think that's what we're taught, man. I think from when I was young, you eat, sleep, breathe, football.
Yeah.
That's what we're taught, bro.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
yeah.
what you got to invest your whole life into football? This is what you're taught when you're young.
You feel guilty if you didn't.
Yeah,
do,
like
your recovery techniques.
And my thing is, I'm not saying don't invest your life into football, but it can't be everything.
Yeah.
Because if it's everything, as you said, you might not recover from a bad game then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
worst come out, if you get injured,
Yeah.
then you can't play at all.
Yeah,
so
like
what, you're
them
going to be
what?
depressed for 3 months?
I've been there
And
too.
we've done it. I feel like I'm saying that
yeah.
now with obviously amazing
Yeah,
hindsight
yeah.
because I was injured a lot
yeah.
of times, and it's like it is sad and it is crap.
100%.
But
I've been there
that's
too.
why
bro.
I said at the beginning, like I wish I started 3 points earlier. I wish I started it when I was 18. But obviously, you have to go through life to come to this the mindset.
Right timing, man.
And how did you recover from? You said you got injuries a lot of times. Was there any particular injury where you was like, nah, this is annoying now. This is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite recent in a way, which is quite like a real high and low moment. So obviously, it was the last time I saw Westy.
Yeah,
was,
they got injured against my team. Yeah,
I broke my arm against Bromley, and
yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows about Bromley's AstroTurf. It's like it's like concrete. Like, it's terrible.
Thank God that we ain't got no more.
I was actually so happy they got promoted because they had to get rid of the AstroTurf.
Yeah, so we got grass now.
But anyway, so that happened. Honestly, that dealing with that injury was the best I've ever been. Like in terms of dealing with an injury, because every other muscle injury I've had is weathered me up to this point where it's like I know how to deal with anything. If I've got a tight hip, if I've got a tight calf, I know what exercises to do. I know what to get rid of it, and I can manage my body. Yeah. But I remember lying there on the ground and thinking I never planned for a broken arm. I've never had to do any bone exercises. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to accept it because it was like this is just something new. It's a freak one. I'm over it. But then literally, start of pre-season this season, I fell on my shoulder in training. I've fallen on the ground, and it wasn't the same pain obviously as a broken arm, but it was like the speed at which I hit the ground felt similar. Like I didn't even know I was falling. I just I hit the floor. And I'm like, oh my God, hurt my shoulder. Went straight to the hospital, and I was literally literally in the cab to the hospital, and I was thinking like, how am I here again? I'm back. I'm on my way to hospital already. Week 2 of pre-season. This is not right. Like how I've done so well to get back. Obviously, it turns out I was devastated. I was in the A&E. The nurse looking at me. I must have looked like so fucked basically because I got seen so quick. I was literally crying in front of the nurse like, nah, like my shoulder's done. Like I think it's dislocated. Turns out literally like a bit of ligament damage. Like it's not bad at all. Like a couple of weeks, I'll be fine. And then the way I went from so low, like if anyone saw me in the taxi, like I had to wait till I was in the taxi by myself to let it all out, because I let it all out. I was just like, nah, like I was so positive before. Why am I injured again? How? Turns out it wasn't that bad. Yeah. And then it was like, oh, I'm happy again. And it was just like a little wake up call to like, nah, Frank, you still ain't got it figured out. Like no one's got it figured out, but you're still getting impacted if you get hurt or whatnot. So I don't know where I was going with this, but like it was just. Yeah, it was an eye-opener to see how quickly I could go from... Because I was...
From low to high.
Yeah, because I remember it was the second week of pre-season. Obviously, I've been injured, so I'm so happy.
Excited to be back.
Even got teammates telling me, like, Frank, like, calm down. Like, you're too excited. And I even sensed myself, like, I was a bit too high. Yeah. But it wasn't like, I'm high, a low's going to come. It was like, I'm high. How do I manage this high? Yeah. Because everyone talks about, you got to manage the highs and lows in football. Yeah. But... in terms of dealing with a low, I feel like I actually know it's easier to deal with a low to get up to baseline. Yeah. But when you're high and you're too high, how can you tell yourself to chill? Like that's why we live to be high. So it's like that was tough because I knew I was too high. But it's annoying that it took something bad happening to me to realize that. Like
To level
you need
out,
to level
to
out.
be-
But I don't know.
yeah.
That's one thing I don't think I can give advice on how to get your high to chill out. I don't know what to do
But
with
you
that
know
one.
what? And once again, it's like it's another learning curve, like because for you, it's maybe you needed just a little bit of a not a wake up call, but maybe just a like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make you feel this way for now to make you think. You're gonna tell yourself that this is terrible, this is it, and then somebody's gonna come and just say, no, it's all right, and then maybe it's that part. Okay, all right, cool. You know what? Maybe I do need to calm down a little bit.
One thing that I would always come back to, and one thing I always, I wake up and I say what I'm grateful for, or I try to every day. But one thing is always is health. Health is
bro,
all.
trust me.
Realistically, if you've got your health,
Yep.
you are more than ready to live a good life. Like we're so lucky to not have no long term,
Trust me.
painful
Health
injuries and stuff
and
like that.
time.
Yeah.
They're the two.
Yeah, for real.
Trust
for
me.
real. For
And
real.
you said something that I was thinking about it. What was the last thing you said before the health?
What about the highs and the
Dealing with the
lows?
highs?
Yeah. You don't know how to come down from a high.
It was after that. It'll come back to me anyway. It'll come back to me. But
Nah,
I was gonna say something. But yeah.
I just think it's great hearing your story because I genuinely believe that like, and we're on a thing of whether you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, positive energy, whatever makes you a better person, whatever gives you the energy that you need in order to plug into that source to be better, then use it. And I feel like with yourself is like you're using all of the stuff that you've learned, right? And for me, I don't think you know how powerful you are, bro. Like if we go back into certain things, because just hearing your story in general, like that to go from being released from your club that you love to then being told that you're not going to make it, to then go to a Prem club, right? Then go back down to somewhere, right? And now you're at a place of where you're just happy within yourself with football and everything like that. As you said, nobody's cracked it, but like you're finding that peace and that balance for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it goes back to like everything happening for a reason. Like I made a great friend in this guy Toby Adebayo Rowland, who 100% you should get on here. He's probably the funniest person I've ever met. But everyone sees this funny guy. But in terms of, I feel like I needed a friend who understands football so well, but he sees life in a very similar perspective to me, where he realizes a lot of this football thing is not deep. All these guys in football are just semi-miles off it.
Yeah.
But like we'll talk every day on voice notes. I'll send him a voice note, what's been happening this week.
Yeah.
And I've even thought about times that like we should just release all these voice notes as a podcast, because it's like there's gems in there which are crazy. So like I feel like I've helped him so much and he's helped me so much in just everyday life, like dealing with football scenarios, but life scenarios. Like it's like I said, like Ronaldinho cracked it with the quote.
Do you know what it is? It's important to have people like that around you, man. Like 100%. And like it's similar to me and Kerry, innit? Like we speak all the time about everything. Do you get what I mean? And we're very like-minded. So having someone like-minded, like you can relate to them. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're speaking to certain other people, you might say something, but the response you get just messes up the whole vibe or your whole thing.
You can't like you could offer someone advice, but if they don't know themselves as well as you know yourself,
100%.
then they're not gonna take that information.
100%, and that's it.
real.
And that's it.
Real.
And even me, I'm starting to know. Like obviously, I've got loads of different friends, but for certain things, I'm not going to certain friends. I'm telling you now, because
And that's okay.
that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I listen. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I just know for certain things I have to go to certain people because I just know the advice that I'm gonna get, even if it's something that I'm not gonna like, it's gonna be something that I need.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Some other people might think, oh, don't worry, you're all right. I'm not all right. I need someone to be honest with me.
Yeah.
I need someone to give me the right information. And that's why it's important that you have, it seems like it anyway with your parents, your mum, even what she's saying. And the people, your girlfriend, look, you've got the right people around you, man. So that's definitely, big up all the people that's been around you, because that's definitely helped you on your journey and got you where you are today as well, man. So
Now for sure, like even that guy Toby that I met, he met my friends this summer, and he was just saying like, wow, like you've got the best friends. Like these lot actually love you. Like, do you know what I mean? Where it's like, I look at some people's friend groups and they're like all like preying on each other. Like they don't want the best for each other.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Yeah.
there was one week where my girlfriend got a new job in the sector she wanted to get into. My Dario, the guy from 3 Points, he got his Copper 90 internship. My sister got a first. They all were doing some madness, and I got more joy out of seeing them lot
100%.
do a madness than
100%.
maybe my success.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So,
Yeah.
100%, man.
Do you have you experienced, like, for example, being the positive one, like you've seen people that are struggling maybe come to you for the advice, or have you not really been that person?
Do you know what? I don't. Maybe it has, but not always in a direct way. I
Yeah.
feel like I carry myself and try to be authentic wherever I go. And I've had people come up to me like months later saying like, oh, like what you said to me that one time really resonated with me, and that's why
Yeah.
I ended up dealing with this situation better.
Wow.
And that when people come to me with stuff like that,
Yeah.
that's when I feel the
That's
most
the-
powerful.
yeah,
Like, because it's
yeah.
like, wow, like I need to be myself wherever I go. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And try and be the positive one as
Yeah.
much as I can be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. Someone told me the other day you shouldn't offer your advice unless people are asking you for it,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's more powerful then. Because I feel like sometimes I'm trying to solve everyone's problems,
Agreed.
Yeah.
but it's also like they ain't actually come to me. They don't
Yeah.
come to me to solve their problems. But
Yeah.
if anyone wants to come to me, then of
Then
course
you're
I'm
gonna
willing to offer my help.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think it's powerful. You don't need to tell people advice once.
Yeah.
If they want to hear it, they hear it. If they don't want to hear it,
Yeah.
they still
Yeah.
heard it, but
Yeah.
they might just not resonate with it in that moment.
Because I
Go
also
on.
believe
Yeah.
that, like, sorry to interject, it's just I also believe that people lose sight of the word safe space. Like, I think some people think it's a safe space because you can come and talk to me and I'm going to give you advice on what's going to be needed. Like, but sometimes it's like, no, I don't need your advice. I just need a safe space to
Yeah.
just speak, and maybe not even nobody really needs to really respond back. Like, I just want to be able to get this out, and
100%.
and if I do need that advice, like, then I'll ask you for it. Like, there's certain situations where I've had to refrain from saying, okay, cool, this is what you should do, right? This is what
Yeah.
I think you should do,
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, that's just me looking at it from my perspective. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that you always say to people, invite them in and say, are you looking just to rant? Are you looking to kind of get this out? Like, or would you like my advice with it? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it helped me deal with, like, my ex relationship, my previous relationship. It was like, I needed to create that. Are you looking for advice? Because as men, you know, we like to just solve things. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes as our brothers are coming to us, and they may not want us to solve it. They may just want to just vent.
Yeah,
It's true, and I feel like sometimes 100%. Like I thought of my girlfriend as well. Sometimes you just have to just sit with their problems,
100.
Yeah.
and that's actually the best way you can help. If you're like they come to you with an issue and you want to just, but I would just solve this.
Yeah.
It ends up becoming worse. You sort of just have
Facts.
to. I think it's not just with your girlfriend, with everyone. Yeah, sometimes you just need to hear what their problems are, and you've done your job.
And it comes back to compassion, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's all it is. You just got to be compassionate, and at sometimes you have to give advice. Sometimes you need to listen.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you just got to be there.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing,
Facts.
being there for the
Yeah.
person. Do you know what I mean?
Is there any point in your career, and we're not trying to basically get you to find out something and say, yeah, this definitely happened, but was there any point in your career where you did feel like, for you, this football thing might be a bit long?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've had that thought come across my brain like a fair few times. Like it's I'm trying to think of a particular situation where I felt like that. Honestly, like even not too long ago, like even when I started at Dagenham, I didn't get off to the best start. I wasn't playing how I know I can play,
Yeah.
and I knew I was so much better than that.
Yeah.
But I remember because I'll get the tube in it from West London to East London every day, and I actually love the journey. Like I do
Okay.
it every day. But there was one time after a game, can't remember what happened, but I must have not played well and we lost. And I remember just sitting on the train like, fuck, like what am I doing here? Like I'm here, I'm at
Wow.
Dagenham, I'm playing terrible. What? I'm probably wasn't even playing that bad, but I've just
Yeah.
magnified it, and I was just like, yeah, maybe this football thing's long, but that's the thoughts that can come in your brain. But then like you said, 20-minute thing.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, you're like, oh, why did I even think that? Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
just football. Like, you'll be fine on Monday. Do you know what I mean? So, But like where I've genuinely believed it was that time in
Barnet.
Barnet.
Yeah.
And that's the one actually I've just remembered now, was when I fell on my shoulder. I thought, and it obviously before I knew it wasn't that deep,
Yeah.
I was thinking, keep
Yeah.
getting injured. Like, what? I've just done all this work to get back fit,
Yeah.
and I'm injured again. And sometimes you question God. You question like,
Yeah.
He's making me go through this again.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about that as well, because you said something came in your head that said, "What? That's the devil for me."
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm saved, so I believe in God and I believe there's a devil, and that's when he pounces the most.
Yeah.
When you're at your lowest,
Yeah.
that's when he tries to come in
Yeah.
and get you. So even with your shoulder, that could have been a test as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could have been a test. That could have been a test saying, listen, just trust, I'm good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But with the
Yeah.
thoughts and stuff, you have to be careful, because as we said before, you could make you go one way,
Yep.
but if you're not strong enough, you go the other way.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that train journey, it could have gone from that Saturday to the Sunday to the Monday.
Yeah.
But you cut it off on that Saturday.
Do you know what?
Do you know
One
what I'm
thing
saying?
that's helped me so much is this podcast that I don't listen to. Not podcast, sorry. This meditation that I used to listen to, which I still would dabble in sometimes. And it was like, it's a crazy thing. It would be you have to repeat it, and it would be like, I'm not my body. I'm not even my I'm not my body. I'm not even my mind. And so for time, I'll think, yeah, I can understand that I'm not my body thing. Like, I'm the soul, I'm the energy, but I'm not even my mind. How can I not even be my mind? But then I broke it down. I started to, some days I actually understand what he means by it, where it's like, thoughts just come into your head. They're just a passing vibration that come into your head. And it's up to you, the energy, the soul, to whether you resonate with them.
Yeah.
So you might
100%,
get a bad thought, and you can actually detach. Well, I've worked
100%,
out how to detach from
Trust
my
me,
thoughts and realize
you don't have to believe
that's
it.
not me. That's
Yeah,
not my
that's what
fault.
I'm trying to say. Like, you can actually rebuke that. I'm telling you that now. I like we all have it. We all have thoughts in your head where you're thinking, oh man, like mad thoughts.
You'd be like, I can't believe I've just thought that.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or even like, as you said, when it comes to football, like, oh man, like I didn't play good, and then something might come in, yeah, you didn't. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Or your next game, you're gonna play the same. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Or like stuff
It
like
can
that.
be the most random thought. Like,
Yeah.
there's times where I'm driving and like, I'm driving on the motorway. And this is gonna sound so nuts, yeah.
No, it's not.
I'm driving
I know
on the
exactly what you're
motorway,
gonna
yeah,
say.
and I'm like, what would happen if I just press park right now? Just put it in park right now. Just press the button P. Like, Julius woke up. Julius woke up.
Julius
just woke
Julius
up.
said nothing.
But in my head, I'm like,
Yeah,
should I try that just to see if it would just like
Trust me,
jolt me out?
hey,
Like,
hey.
What
but
if I just slap it in reverse?
just stop, bang. Like, but I'm like,
Why would I
even-
do that? Yeah,
but
like, why?
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But then if we take it into a deeper element, it's like, for some people, it's like, what would happen if I just jumped off this bridge now?
Yeah, trust me, bro. It's mad.
And for
It's
us,
mad.
it might be a thing of where we're like, no, it will be a thing of where like,
We're
nah,
not gonna
we're
do
not
that.
gonna
Obviously, you're not gonna
But
do
for
that.
some people, it's like, do you know what? Like, I think it'd be better if I did do that. And that's how important like it is in regards to our thoughts and how we think. And this is why we have this space of the set piece, because there's many different ways that some footballers, people involved in football, are feeling because they're attached to that. That is
Yeah,
them.
facts,
Do you get what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
The thought going in their head, well, I'm not playing well. I'm not being good enough. I'm not doing good enough.
Or I ain't got a contract in the summer.
Yeah.
That one is probably the most. I shouldn't even say scary, but like when it comes to football, because usually footballers get 2-year deals or 1-year deals.
Yeah.
But if you come to the summer and your contract's up, I know a lot of people when their contracts coming to an end.
Yeah.
It's nervy.
But compare it to the real world. Like, no, let me not say the real world in terms of like the corporate world or the public sector in terms of like people that work in the 9 to 5s, let's say, right?
Yeah.
If for some people they lose their job, they're thinking about kids,
Yeah.
mortgage,
Yeah.
direct debits. How do we survive?
Yeah.
I've got a family to feed. That's not. It's not like it's not the same for footballers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
I feel like I found a way to sort of, obviously I say I found a way, but in the moment it's so tough. It's like being okay with things being uncertain. If you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
trusting
That's
trusting
faith.
your journey.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
faithful and realizing like yes, I'm a bit uncomfortable right now. I don't know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one moment I had before I signed for Notts. I know I told you I signed for Notts
Yeah.
injured.
Yeah.
So I did the medical at Notts. They knew about my knee. They knew my knee was injured, but I did the medical and I didn't hear from anyone from the club for 2 whole days. And I remember genuinely not being able to even like shake the thought. I couldn't even eat because my stomach was so anxious.
Yeah.
It was like, what, they just like, what's going on? So 2 days went by and I ended up like, I texted the gaffer and was like, is everything okay? Like, what's going on? And then they were like, yeah, we're just getting the paperwork sorted. Like, we're just gonna send it over to you now. That 2 day, when people talk about anxiety and obviously everyone gets nervous, anxious, but like that was when I felt like I wasn't actually full control of my body because it was like it was so bad.
I've been there, man.
But then in hindsight, I think like if it didn't work out, if I didn't get signed in the end, then that was just what was meant to be.
Yeah,
and that's where you have
Facts.
to, obviously hindsight's 2020, but it's like you just gotta, whether it's God or your faith, you just gotta trust that you're in the right place.
And something will happen, and this is why like we always like to put on this podcast that we're not saying we're experts. We're definitely not experts. We just talk about from lived experiences. We're not trying to give you the advice to say that this is what you should be doing. And also as well, we're not downplaying the significance of that. Footballers do earn a significant amount of money. So for some people hearing that, they might be thinking, well, yeah, but if a footballer doesn't get their next contract, they probably got money stored up in the bank and everything like that. And yes, I do agree, they probably do. But for some, they don't. There are footballers out there.
It depends on the level.
I mean,
because
like,
it depends on the level.
You
like,
get what I'm saying?
like,
and this is what we want to get away from.
this
like,
is it. Because remember, when you're a footballer, you're put in that bracket of footballers.
Yes.
But the Premiership and the National League is not the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's not the same. Like if like the Premiership player probably has money stocked up.
Yeah.
But the National League player might not be able to even have money because they're not on nowhere near as much as that. But obviously, if you're in a football bracket, people just think, oh, yeah, he's a footballer, he can do. What?
Yeah.
Are you all right? Like, I'm not saying we don't earn good money because we do earn good money, but it's not what you think. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not what...
In the same breath as well, it's just like, we're just trying to detach people in the football community from being a normal human. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter like that. Yeah, they earn a significant amount of money, and they're happy doing what they but they still struggle.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
From the top to the bottom,
Yeah,
everyone struggles. You see it. Look, even in the Prem, you see Dele Alli. Like, bro, like he's been struggling for years mentally.
Yeah.
Bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's only now that he looks like he's coming back to his own self, but. That's like 2-3 years. Like he's been going through it. What does money even mean if you're going through that?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, what does money even mean if you've been struggling mentally for 2 years?
Yeah.
Like 100%. It doesn't mean anything. As you said, it's your health.
Yeah.
His health wasn't right. He needed to go see certain people or do certain things. And you can be the richest person in the world, but if your health is not right, or it doesn't mean if it's physical or mental, it's still gonna be a problem. You have to get it right. Like, and this is why I have compassion with everyone, because as I said, some people can deal with it, some people can't deal with it. I'm not judging no one.
100%.
No one I'm judging. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so
that goes back to one thing. Like when I say what I'm thankful for every morning, like I thank God or the universe or whatever it is for the perspective that I have.
Yeah.
Because I know that not everyone's got the perspective that I've got, and I'm grateful that I've been through the stuff that I've been through to get me to this point. And I always say, like, I wish I had this mindset when I was like 18. Because when I was at Bournemouth, when I signed for Bournemouth, I wish I had what I think about football now. But I had to go through all of that stuff to have this mentality. So, and like you said, like, who says I'm even right? Like, everyone's reality is different. But again, there's multiple truths. So,
you know what it is as well? It's maturity. You have to go through things. Like, if you was like that at that age, you probably, I said your journey probably would have been different. You had to go through. You might not have had 3 points. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you didn't go through, you had to go through what you had to go through to make the man you are today. And even touching on getting up in the morning and being thankful, I'm the same. Like I pray in the morning and stuff like that. And my first thing, I'm grateful for getting up, bro. I'm grateful that my kids get up. There's people that don't they don't get up the next day. And I go that deep because I know how the world works. Like not people go to sleep and don't wake up, bro. So God, I'm thankful that you've got me up today.
Yeah.
That's my first prayer.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that my kids can run in my room and jump on me and we can play. I'm thankful for that.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's how I think, because I just know that, as I said, nothing's a given.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna go to sleep and wake up. You don't know.
And,
Do you know what I'm
always,
trying to
it's
say?
always annoying when something bad happens and then you like, oh, you took all that stuff for granted. You didn't even realize you were taking it for granted.
Exactly. Even like on football, I'm grateful that I get to train and play football, bro.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like, and this is the older I've got, is my mindset's got like this. I wasn't always like this, but the more I get older, the more I appreciate everything, because I'm saying nothing is a given. Nothing.
And I heard a saying that it said, appreciate what you have before time makes you appreciate what you had.
100%. That's
Yeah.
deep. That's deep.
Because
Kerry's got gems, man.
Trust me, man.
that's
Trust
not
me.
me. I can't.
Maybe
I'm
you
not
are
the author there.
Hey, copyright that one.
But it's so important, man. It's just really important that we do that. And just for anyone that is listening, I'm just hoping that you're able to hear something that might just be able to resonate with you, that if you are struggling or if you are going through something, that nothing bad lasts forever. Like you've got to go through things to see the value in it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I remember my pastor saying that if you're flatlining, when obviously when you're dying, you're flatlining. Like obviously it's just a flat line that goes up. But sometimes, like obviously when you're alive, it goes like that. And that's what life is, a roller coaster. You're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows, you're going to have your highs. But if you're having your highs and you're having your lows, it means you're alive. It means you're breathing. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think for us that are going through it, man, like nothing bad lasts forever, man.
Trust
like,
me.
I promise you, nothing bad lasts forever. Listen, question before we go into the game. So the last question is, and I know, like I say, we're not professionals. We're not trying to tell people that, you know what, you need to do this and you need to do that. We just try to go off of our lived experiences in order to try and help the community that we want to serve. What advice would you give to somebody out there that is struggling?
Someone that is struggling.
Off of your own lived experience.
Off my own lived experience, what I would have done if I'm struggling is you have to share it. You have to let that energy go. You have to find someone that you trust and be able to speak with them, whether that's a paid therapist, whether that's a family member, a friend, anyone that you feel that you can trust. I would definitely recommend that you just speak to them, not even just like we said to get advice, just to let go of that bad energy. And honestly, how many times you've talked something out, something was irritating you in the back of your head and it's been irritating you all week, but you haven't mentioned it to anyone. Once you do end up talking about it, and then maybe that person helps, or maybe you just speak, it's out of you. You've let it go. Even if you got no one to speak to, you can write. I remember I had such a good routine. I need to get back on my routine, but I would definitely recommend journaling.
Yeah.
I read one book that told me you should be writing 3 pages a day. I didn't quite get to 3 pages a day. I'll do 1 page of like a small book. Just anything, like literally the first time I did it, I think this is stupid, what am I doing? I literally, all it said in the book was just, even if you write in blah 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 blah, just start off with blah 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 blah, and then eventually you'll start writing. And so I did it. I literally wrote blah 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 blah, and then started writing my thoughts. How do I feel right now? What am I gonna do today? What, all this stuff. And then I got into this routine. I do it every single morning when I wake up, and like I've never felt such clarity in my brain ever. And so that's what it's reminding me today, like I need to get back on it. But definitely, speaking or writing, even people write on their phones, but I think it's better with a physical pen and paper, because it's like you're letting go of whatever it is that is affecting you. And that could be, you could be writing good stuff, bad stuff, whatever, but it's out of you then. And that's the advice I'd give, is to share.
Really, thank you so much for coming on, man. Like, this has been powerful, man. We appreciate you, and big up you, man. I'm proud of you. Now, this is the first time meeting you, bro, but I'm proud of you, bro. Like the journey that you've been on and what you've done and where you're at now, man. This is big, man. Like, shout out you,
and
bro.
long may it continue, my bro.
100%.
Obviously, like as I said, I can see the growth already, man. Like I said, like my ex-teammate, we've got a good relationship, but this is why I wanted to get you on, because I knew, like I knew what you like. I didn't know your full story, but I know you. So I knew that this would be a definitely a good place to share your story
No, I
and
appreciate
to
it, man.
share everything that you're doing. And for me, even me, you've taught me a lot, bro. Like, so I appreciate
That's
you, man.
dope,
I
man.
appreciate you coming on, man.
Nah.
I think we set piece today.
I love it, love it.
Boys.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. We're gonna use that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's snippet that. Julius, put that in there. Yeah. That's a soundbite.
Yeah.
Listen. So before we go, let's see if you can get the 3 points for this game. Because listen,
Oh, I forgot about the
Miles,
game.
listen. Yeah, you forgot the game, right? So what I'm gonna do is get your phones out. If you got your phones, I'm gonna use your notes, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, right? And then you write the answers down. Don't confer or anything like that. Don't look to Julius for answers because he won't give you them, right? And then all I'm gonna do is I'm going to name the club that they played for, and then the teams that they managed.
God, this is
The club that they played for and
Yeah.
the teams that they managed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I'll give you an example. If I said played for Everton and Arsenal,
Arteta.
managed Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, you're on. Okay. Yeah, right. Cool. Let's really go. All right. Cool. All right. And now I've got to remember ones that I didn't give last
You don't
time.
have to
Yeah.
do that. You don't have to do that.
All right. Cool. Right. So.
Wait. Am I saying it out loud or?
No,
Just write them.
just write it down.
Just five
And then we'll swap
questions. Yeah,
phones.
and then you're gonna swap
We'll
phones.
swap phones.
Right. Cool. All right. Let me use my other phone to write down the ones that I did. Okay. Cool. Right. You ready? First one. Ooh, difficult one here. Played for Chelsea and Tottenham and managed Sunderland. That's the first one.
Oh my God. Manage Sunderland.
Yep. The more you say it out loud, Miles, doesn't mean I'm going to give you the answer.
Wait a sec. I ain't got this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 1. Next one.
I haven't got a clue.
I ain't got a clue
That's cool.
either.
I didn't
That
want to
one.
write this answer.
Played for Man United. Managed Cardiff and Man United.
Oh, yeah.
My brain's gone blank.
I might have spelled it wrong, but yeah.
That's fine. Cool.
Oh, that's helped me actually.
Oh, no!
You talk too much.
I have no idea how to spell his
Oh,
name.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get in.
That's what happens. That's what happens. Right.
Oh, my
I'm just
God.
writing his first name.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
good.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
good.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Played for Chelsea. Managed Chelsea, Southampton, and Tottenham.
What?
Wait, which teams did he manage again?
Chelsea, Southampton, and Tottenham.
Played for Chelsea?
Yeah.
I ain't got a clue
I
with
ain't
that
got a
one.
clue,
Right.
bro.
Okay. Cool. We're gonna do 6. I've done 3, which is a bit older age group for Miles. So now I'm gonna do it a bit younger. So
I was thinking my age would
yeah.
help
So your age would help you. So I'm gonna do a
got
bit
like
younger.
15 years on me, innit?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a bit younger. So you've got
I didn't have a
you've got
clue.
some support there, right? Okay. Cool. So played.
What number is this? Sorry. Four.
This is number 4. Yeah, this
okay.
is number 4. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Right. Let's look. Oh no, we did that one last time. So, played for West Ham, Chelsea, and Man City, and managed Chelsea.
Repeat, please.
Yep, played for West Ham, Chelsea, and Man City, and then managed Chelsea. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Good. That one's going to be a bit difficult. Played for Blackburn and Newcastle and managed Newcastle.
Next.
Yeah, you got that one. Okay, you said next.
Westy, you got that one.
I got that one, bro.
Right. And last but not least, trying to give you one that you would obviously know as well. This is terrible. give you one more. Julius, we got camera time, yeah? Okay, cool, perfect.
I need to win this, boy.
Yeah, you do.
I don't even.
Because you've been shaming us.
Even
up.
the first one, I ain't got a clue what that was.
All right, cool. Let me go through. Played, from what I remember, played for Portsmouth, managed Bournemouth and Wolves. Managed at Bournemouth and Wolves.
I don't know, but
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go.
Right,
for
let's
it.
swap phones. Let's swap phones.
Wait, give me a minute, lad.
No, because that's where you're cheating. Let's
I'm
go.
not.
Let's go.
Bro's on Safari.
Yeah. Let's go. Should be 6 answers each, yeah?
I'll miss one of them.
I
Okay,
missed
cool.
2 of them. Oh! Actually, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's
All right,
true.
cool. So the first one,
First one's a guess, bro.
the first one I said was
That's
he has oh fiddlesticks. The first one I said he played for Chelsea and Spurs and managed Sunderland.
Oh, it is right.
Is it right?
Oh my God, go on.
What's your one?
What did he
put?
Poyet?
And what did he?
I wrote Gus Poyet. He
put
didn't write
nothing.
one.
He didn't write one.
No.
Gus Poyet.
Oh, Vinny!
Yeah.
It
Gus
is.
Poyet. Right.
I can't believe that. That's right.
Bro, your spelling
Next.
is
I know,
mental,
it's
by the way.
romantic.
The next
Yeah.
one, right? Played for Man United and managed Cardiff and Man
Fuck,
United.
Vinny, man.
What did Miles put?
Oli.
Yep. And what did
Ollie,
Vinny put?
Ollie.
Ollie? Okay,
That's
that's
right.
2-1
Let's
now.
not talk about the
2-1.
spellings on
Yeah,
either
it's
side.
about
cool.
this. It's about this.
Right. Okay. The third one now.
Ghana.
Right. Third one. I said.
Who is this? Because I
Right.
don't know.
Right. The third one I said. Wait. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Chelsea.
Yeah. He played for Chelsea. Played for Chelsea and managed Chelsea, Southampton, and Tottenham Hotspurs. What you didn't put
We
in?
both got
I
blank.
didn't put nothing.
You put
Yeah.
Glenn Hoddle.
I would never have got that. Impossible.
Who's that?
There we go.
Jacob. Then.
Right, fourth one. Played for West Ham, Chelsea, and Man City,
Yeah.
and managed Chelsea.
Lamps.
Lampard.
Both got Lampard. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool, perfect. Played for Blackburn and Newcastle, and managed Newcastle.
I'm sure.
Aaron Shearer.
And Shearer, yep.
Yeah.
And then last but not
got me
least,
on
I
this
said
Gus Poyet
played
one
for
though, man.
played for Portsmouth, and managed Wolves and Bournemouth.
Gary O'Neill.
O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill, yeah.
Yeah.
So Miles has lost again.
Vinny!
Oh
Gus
man,
Poyet! I
Come on,
was
bro.
thinking, who
that is a
that?
big
That was just a
shout.
guess as well.
That was
Was that
a
a
big
guess?
shout.
Like my
Bro.
subconscious knew that one.
I
not me.
couldn't think. I was thinking, who played for Tottenham and that? And
That's
man, it's
a
Come on, bro.
big
It's win or
shout.
learn. It's fine. Bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts,
yeah,
facts,
yeah,
facts.
yeah.
I ain't
You're
learning
clearly
because I
not
keep on.
learning.
Yeah. I ain't learning, bro.
Miles is seeming like lost and lost,
Oh,
boy.
mate.
It's a
Lose or
bit
lose.
mad. It's a bit mad.
Boy.
Do you know what? Maybe Maybe next time I need to maybe have the question.
Yeah,
Then you maybe
yeah,
you
we
find
might
out.
have to-
Yeah,
we might
let's
have to change- we might have to
because
change roles.
we are. Yeah,
We're
this
losing,
is
man.
wild. What's
Yeah,
going
it's
on here,
madness.
bruv? Like, and you're supposed to be ripping us, bro.
I know, bro,
No
but
sponsorships,
it
no
happens,
nothing.
innit?
They're
But
like
you know
they
what
don't
is?
know nothing.
I can't beat the guests because their mental health.
Oh,
You know what I
okay. You really tried it. That was a reach. But I get it. Vinny,
You know what I
thank
mean?
you so much for coming on, bro.
Thank you,
We
bro,
really
man.
appreciate you,
Nah,
brother.
thank you both. Man.
Yeah.
As we always say, and as we always like to end it, if anybody is struggling or anything like that, you'll see some local organisations and some other bigger charities out there that are there to support you. We always say to people, just literally don't struggle. If there's anything that you've heard in the Set Piece podcast, literally send us a DM or something like that, or actually send Vinny a DM. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And I'm sure that he will be able to just basically just reach out just to say just his thank yous and stuff like that, because we're just here trying to build a community, man. That's all we're trying to do. So if you are struggling, make sure that you seek that support. We've got the names and we've got the different organizations there. My name's Kerry Phillips.
My name is Miles Weston.
And thank you for tuning into the Set Piece podcast. If you've been affected by anything discussed in this episode, we encourage you to seek support. Visit our mental health resources page at www.thesetpiecepodcast.com for help, guidance, and more information. Because when it comes to mental health, every mind deserves extra time.